the board right now.
Enjoy
Probably.
your 6s.
And we are now out of ads, so oops.
Hooray!
Should be on this one.
Hello.
There we
Greetings.
go.
How do I use this thing?
I'm pretty sure.
Look at her!
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so
Hello,
excited.
Oh,
dang.
so cute.
Look at her!
Oh, thanks, Wolf.
That's
I appreciate you.
adorable.
There's another minute to the timer. Treasure trove. This isn't real. Why
I
the
swear to
fuck?
God.
Oh
if
my
you do
god,
a
my shit didn't
subathon
change,
where-
motherfucker. Okay, hold on.
I swear to God, if
Ah.
you do a subathon for a game at some point where every time somebody does something, a minute is added on to the game, you're going to be in more trouble than the rest of us.
We're going to do. Hold on, I have to fix this real quick. 5E Tyrant's Wrath, episode 42. Blood and Tears. Sinathon
I
day
know-
1.
This isn't Repo.
Dungeons
This is-
and Dragons.
I know it's not at all what you meant,
There we go.
Cyril, but you say that and I just think of Risk of Rain's timer mechanic because the game literally just gets harder the longer the run lasts.
And it
Mhm.
lasts.
Dang.
Very long time. I
The
think an
more
hour
time
run
there is-
usually.
More time that's on the timer,
Yeah.
the faster your enemies will spawn and the more powerful they will be, including eventually full-on bosses spawn as if they're normal monsters.
Oh yeah, many
Dang.
times. Pretty fun. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we should be back to normal now, hopefully. I think everything is
Looks
back
normal
to
to
as it
me.
should be. We're gonna move. Where should we move? You know what? We're gonna move this down to here because I think that's a good place for it. Maybe
Hey, it's above
maybe
me.
in the middle.
You're
Yeah.
special.
Omen.
It's totally not a warning sign.
It's an
But yeah.
omen for my
Cut to your
subathon in the
death.
future.
Hell yeah, gonna put you right above you. Why is my audio so fucking loud? God, my audio is always something I play with every time. But don't do my script, which I forgot to grab out already. I'm going to do Bluesky and just here in a second. But greetings, dear spirits, and welcome to the Tables of Tartarus, a division of Purgatory Corner where fate is bound by dice and stories are carved into eternity. I'm your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we're going to be continuing the tale of Tyrant's Wrath. Joining me today are my friends Ania, Cyril, Gelmar, Dakota, Aldith, and Sapphire.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
And I gotta fix
there.
up a couple of different prompt things, so I'll be posting that in the chat at some point here later once they're talking and I'm not. But take your seat at the table and let the threads of destiny unravel before you. Every story belongs somewhere, and here your next chapter begins. If you guys have not already seen it, which I assume you have since most of you guys were here yesterday, we are now doing my subathon. It's a sequential subathon, so we're doing it, basically a timer is just going as we're going, and I don't have to worry too much about it. But here are the goals that we are going to be doing. Let me grab them real quick. Subathon goals. There we go. These are the goals that we are going through. We currently have, I believe, 86 subs. Let me just do total subs 86 and just post that and pin it. There we go. And I will be activating the timer here in a second as well. But if you guys follow, adds 5 minutes to the timer. Every 100 bits adds 1 minute to the timer in succession. Every sequence of 100 basically. So Wolf there added 1 minute to the timer as well. 1 sub equals 10 minutes, 5 subs is an hour, and it just kind of continues progressing per that point. And every single raid that we have is also an additional hour as well. And I will be establishing who has raided us inside of the Discord already as well. If you guys have not joined it already, absolutely feel free to do so. That's where I post most of my announcements. All of these different milestones that we have right here, we will be doing after the subathon ends. The ones that people have so far been most excited for is 100, where we're going to have 7 different models for my general model that I use for my gaming streams. I don't use it for this one just because it's easier to use my general PNG, which I'll eventually replace with a commission that I'm having Story do eventually. But that one will replace my current one, and then the one that I use on my main streams, which has my mouse movement and stuff like that. That one is going to be adjusted, so there's going to be, it's going to get better. We're going to have a female version that's going to go alongside it, so you guys can redeem that whenever you want to. And then if we get to 100 subs, Wally will also be making 7 additional models, which are each of the different 7 sins, as me as one of them. No idea exactly what they're going to look like right now, so if you guys want to, feel free to pop into our Discord, and you guys can put in suggestions there. Hi, Legend, welcome in. I'll say hi to everyone as well once I'm done with this general thing. People are also excited about an ASMR stream, which I would be using in the same sultry voice that you guys have been absolutely fucking fixated with for some reason or another. So that ASMR stream will be using that for most of the entire stream. If you guys get us to 200, which is another one that everyone has just been throwing their hats at, you'll be giving Wally will be making a maid outfit for the female model, which if you guys do before the subathon ends, because I've been told to do this, if you guys manage to get to 200 before the subathon ends, I will do the ASMR stream using the female outfit, using the female variant with the maid outfit. So you guys get that full shit if you guys want to. And then, because Yuki's insane, I have to continuously say this. At 500, please, for the love of God, don't get me there. I will be doing a 24-hour stream because y'all desperately want me to do it, and I really fucking don't want to.
Do it.
Just not something I desire to do. Thank you very much.
Why'd you
Don't
make
do it.
Why'd you make it a
Man.
milestone then?
Because I keep being told to, so I'm like, all right, fine, I'll put a
That's
stupid
peer
milestone.
Sin, just
Don't
do the
bow
things
to
that-
peer pressure.
Sin, just do the same thing that just about everyone else does when they have a live, or no, what am I saying? When they have a subathon that goes overnight, just actually lay down on the couch behind the camera and just go to sleep the entire night.
I
Come back when you wake up the next
refuse.
morning.
That's not content I want to produce.
But the 24
You
hour
only
thing
say that
doesn't
'cause
seem
you
to be
sleep
something
naked.
you want to do either.
Yeah,
Just
but
say
if
no.
people want me to
Just say
desperately
no.
enough, you know, I
No.
gotta give them it, you know.
No, you
No,
don't.
Don't.
And just see what Alfred's doing for his current subathon. He literally, every time he lays down or has to go to some other sort of obligation, he just like turns on like Twitch play.
I do have a BRB screen, but I feel bad
Lets
about
them
it.
do that instead.
But anyways, welcome in,
Wazzy.
Wazzy.
To engage with while they wait for the streamer to get back.
It's fine. I'd put on Vods or something. But welcome in, Wazzy. Welcome in, Azario. Welcome in, Wolf. Welcome in, Ray. And welcome in, Cow. And welcome in, Legend. All of you guys are fantastic. Legend, Yuki is going to kill you. You fucking Legend just pulled Wally, and Yuki has been hunting Wally for the last, I don't know how long, like half a year now since I started building it. But yes, we're going to start the subathon timer, which will hopefully be at the correct, yes, 9:13:08, which let me just double check. I sent Yuki a pin message. 19, yes. So the subathon timer is correct, and that is in fact how much time is left in the goals. It is very long. But now that we've gone through all that, what happened last episode? Does anyone want to do a recap?
No.
All right. Very fair.
I mean, most of what we did that for the last episode was just try to calm down everyone after the situation, as well as watch over Kodo until he recovered enough to get back up.
That's true. That's true.
Aside from that, the old lady, I cannot for the life of me remember her name, decided that she wanted to join us back to the Haven.
Alice.
Alice?
Not
She
old.
is not
She's not
Alice.
old.
Yeah, a little
She's
later.
a younger lady.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're
Uh,
fine.
We received a message from the Haven that said that something happened, and Alice made the comment that she wanted to join us back there to try her luck at some of their stables.
Mhm.
We arrived to find out that one of the delegates has been poisoned. Ambassadors has been poisoned.
Mhm.
And we are currently going into the middle districts, showing off our insignias, designating which of the major guilds we're a part of before they'll let us in.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh, you guys did things last time? Crazy.
I know, right? And we do have the wonderful Aldeth here as well, who will be coming in as you guys get into the guild area. For now, we're going to be... Hi, Yuki. Welcome in. We have everything set up and nothing's fucking up, like, usually does. But we are going to be walking into the area. You guys are walking into Harmonious Haven. You talked to a few people. You talked with a half-elf, I believe, about the fact that apparently it was an orc who is part of the Swords Guild, who had done this whole attack with his whole party. Specifically, it was a human and a gnome who had come out of the city itself and had walked up to him, and then he announced that they had poisoned one of the ambassadors. As a first glance, that person didn't seem to recognize them. He didn't really know what was going on. So you guys kind of moved on a little bit and moved into the main area with, as you said, Alice moving over to the stables in the outskirts to see whether or not she can get all of her stuffs. But yes, so you guys walked up to the front gate. There was a gnome who was checking everything. All the different gates in Harmonious Haven, which I just realized you guys are not on the Harmonious Haven map because I'm dumb. Harmonious Haven, activate. There we go. In theory, you guys are now slowly on the map. There we go. Perfect. But each of these different sections, hi Creeper, welcome in. All these different sections around the city, which is the river. Each of those sections have a different entrance point as well. Mostly it used to be for protection sakes, to make sure that if something did run into or through the outskirts, they would be able to wall off the area and effectively have a moat around the city to be able to protect themselves in Technolopolis. And then the actual inner sanctum itself has small walls that are even used for more reinforcement. These have been adjusted, so each of these checkpoints on between the outskirts and the Technolopolis are now more fortified and have some kind of strange gnomish technology that seems to be, air quotes, scanning people to see whether or not their badges are official. So as you guys walk up to it and you guys see a gnome standing there with an orc next to him, the orc is very clearly kind of the bodyguard, the protector of the gnome, and he has a very sour expression on his face. He seems to be quite irritated for the most part, which, given the general disposition of the crowd around you, is probably because people are kind of being dickheads. The gnome seems to be more tired than anything else, and as you guys walk up, he kind of gestures his hand out, obviously, to try to get your emblems. He's obviously been doing this for quite a while, so he just kind of expects you guys to know what's going on, basically. So he just kind of holds out his hand. So what are you guys doing?
Anya will go ahead and go first and offer her badge.
All right. He will gently take the badge and kind of look over it and hold it up to the weird machine next to him. It blinks blue for a second, and he shrugs and hands it back to you.
Oh, cool. Is this new?
Yeah, it's we made it just recently. It double checks all the badges for your specific signature. If it sees that you're within the systems, it flashes blue. If it says that you're not in the system, it flashes red. If it flashes red, you fuck off.
Does
Cool.
it need to fully go into it?
Not really. We have it all backed up in the system. It kind of, assuming that it's a official emblem, it should have your signature on it and connected to the. It's a whole lot of jibber-jobbery. I work mostly in explosives, so this is a little bit out of my pay grade, you know.
He looks down at the insignia that's currently operating as a button on his coat. So can I just press this up against the machine then?
Oh, yeah. Me looking over is just me trying to see whether or not it's, whether or not you potentially stole it. Usually they shine a little bit duller if you stole it or something. It's not as close. He kind of looks over your chest and he's like, yeah, your one looks right. Just walk up to it and it'll blink blue or red.
Part of me is a little disappointed. I kind of would have thought it was hilarious if he had just straight up has to rip it off his shirt and has to find a way to sew it back on later. I don't know.
Mhm.
He's just going to walk up, kneel down, and press his chest against the reader.
Nice. It takes a moment and then beeps and then just blinks blue as you stand back up. Yeah, cool.
To the rest of the crowd, it looks like a Dragonborn just really, really loves this technology.
Oh, yeah, give me that hug. I'm assuming the rest of you guys follow suit.
Yep.
Okay. It's a little bit of a slow process, especially considering it's the gnome's height, so about 3 feet or so. But you guys managed to get all relatively done. And once you guys are all done, he just kind of sighs and he just goes, all right, y'all, welcome on in. A fair warning, Technolopolis is, he kind of rubs his nose softly. On edge, I suppose. All of us here are on edge a little bit, and tensions are a little bit high. So if somebody looks at you wrong, don't think they're sparking a spot of trouble with you. They're probably just watching to make sure you don't try to stab them or loved ones. You know how it is.
Where are we supposed to go?
Oh, I assumed you were here because the guild called you. Guild members,
Yeah.
ain't you? Just go to the guild hall in Technopolis.
Seems
And
reasonable, reasonable enough.
What's happening that the Technopolis is on edge?
You didn't hear?
I heard.
Just
but
got here.
Vague.
One of the ambassadors got injured, is what we've been getting told by an orc party. I don't remember the name of the orc party. I don't get paid enough to remember. All you adventuring types. They have more information about which adventuring party it was, but adventuring party came in, they popped around, stabbed one of the ambassadors, walked out, and no one found them until after they made a big public announcement or some crap about it, and now we gotta get stuck doing this shit all day.
Which one was it?
What do you think I would know?
You don't know which ambassador got hurt?
No, I've been standing here all day. I don't get told much.
I guess we'll find out.
Oh, hopefully you have more fun than standing here looking at people who want to kill you.
I see your point.
My job is very simple, but it's also very fucking boring.
Good luck.
Thank you. You do too, I guess. I don't know what you're doing, but have fun. Oh, get a drink or something.
And he will go ahead and head in.
Cool.
Oh,
As-
it's the same.
As you guys all head in, it is, I suppose, not quite a clusterfuck, but it's pretty bad. A lot of the people inside Technolopolis are definitely on edge as you guys step into it. That change in scenery that you guys have gotten so used to between the outskirts and Technolopolis really becomes a significantly more highlighted. Obviously, the roads are much nicer. The buildings are generally full buildings rather than generally like campgrounds or other like easily movable areas outside into the outskirts. It's just generally a lot nicer in here. But every one of the people that are in this section of the town are just distinctly like watchful. Every step that you guys are taking, you are being watched by at least 4 guardsmen and like 30 different civilians. Every single step you're taking. It takes you guys probably 15 or 20 minutes or so to get to the guild hall from where you guys are. And the entire time you're watching is like being stared at by like hundreds of people. It's definitely like all nerves are on fire at this point, and you guys eventually get to the guild hall. There is all kinds of commotion within the guild hall. People yelling, people shouting, a lot of different things happening inside.
Things are quite a bit more energetic since the last year.
Ania's gonna stick close to Cyril so she doesn't get swept away in the crowd. And she's
Smart.
gonna cover her ears and just frown.
I mean, who blame them? I've often been told that those assumed to be the highest members of society are the hardest to bring into harm. He says while still trying, or Gelmar says while trying to, at the very least, redirect some of the folks trying to pass by around them instead of just bashing into them.
Very fair.
I think we go up to the desk then, right? Like
Mhm.
that's where I figure we would go, right?
Mhm.
Like kind of like I'm just gonna kind of look around at the group. Should we talk to Clara?
I
Well,
suppose so.
she's likely to bear the most knowledge as to what's going on.
I'm
Nia
just
still
gonna
has
force
her-
my way through the crowd.
Ania follows. She still has her ears covered.
Very fair. As you start moving through the crowd, while Dakota and Dakota and Galmar would have a little bit harder time making their way through the crowd. You are so well known in this town, and you are also fucking terrifying without your poncho, that as you start walking, people start moving. There are very few people who would decide to stand in front of you as you start walking. And so as you start walking, like people are shouting and shit like that, and you walk between them and they back the fuck up, and then they walk right back to where they were and continue their shouting argument. They're respecting you enough to leave you the fuck alone. They're not respecting you enough to not stop yelling behind you. It takes
I
you
have Carla written down, not Clara. I don't know which one it is.
Clara, so Clara.
Okay.
Clara,
I'll
yeah.
throw it.
I'm pretty sure it's Clara, yeah. Fuck this shit, I'm out. So as you guys walk in, and you do see Clara, Clara?
I want to say it was Clara.
It's in the NPCs. It's a Carla. Carla.
It was Carla. I was right.
You have way better memory of names than I do.
No, I had notes. I don't have
That
a good
works.
memory of names at all.
You know what? We'll just chalk it up to Cyril's bad memory.
Or his accent. Or both.
Neil's.
But yeah, you guys.
It's Carla.
It's Carla. You guys head in and making your way downtown, walking past. You guys see Carla, saying that she looks fucking exhausted. Now, you guys got here, I think. Yeah, you guys got here during late afternoon, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like afternoon to late afternoon. So it's been a busy fucking day from the sounds of it. They probably had the attack, I think, early in the morning. You guys took like 12-ish hours to get here, so yeah, it'd be late afternoon to early evening. And so it's just been a busy day from the looks of it. She looks exhausted. Her hair is like kind of frizzy and a little bit messed up, and she's just like, she's talking to one dude, and he has a swords emblem on him, and he's like talking to her, and he's like, we're not the same fucking bunch. You can't just loop all of us into the same goddamn area. Just because one fucker decides to have a problem with this whole fucking town, don't mean all of us are pieces of shit. And she's like, I get that. However, restrictions have to be put down. If there was something more we could do, we would. However, your entire guild couldn't see this problem happening. There is nothing we can do without causing a massive outcry from the public. If you want to do something, if you want But worse, go and talk to one of the guild masters. I cannot do anything for you. And he just kind of sighs, he spits to the side and walks the fuck off. And she just kind of like rubs her head a little bit.
That's good, huh? Yomar
She-
says, slowly walking up.
She looks up at you and she goes, "Oh, it's you all. It's been a difficult day, shall we say. How can I help you?"
Hello.
Hi.
I'm certain you've heard the question probably more times than you'd care to count today, but we're partially here trying to figure out what exactly happened.
Yeah, it's been the hot news. I'm surprised you're here, but I'm assuming you have your ways. Did you complete your previous mission?
Ania thinks. And then she's like,
Yes. Yes, we did.
Oh, good. I'll have someone figure out the rewards for you here in a little bit. Normally we would have Alicia do it, but I'll get to that. So the problems that we've had so far. Do you know if the team? I'll have to actually look at their name now. Hold on. Where's my books? Unedited books. Do you know the name? The team Shadowfang. Every single one of you would recognize this name easily.
Okay.
Shadowfang is one of the top ranked hero teams. Period. They started about 4 years ago. It started out as a group called Bloodfang, which was an orc who basically he won every battle by ripping into people, like literally biting through people. So his teeth are permanently stained with blood, hence his name. He's also why the orcish capital is called Bloodfang Stronghold, is because he ran it for a while. But it's him and then a Grave Domain cleric, whom no one knows the name of. Yeah, at least your party wouldn't know the name of. Everyone knows only Bloodfang, and then the rest of them are just kind of in the wayside for the most part. Unless you guys have like really good remembrance of history, which Ania might. So all y'all roll history checks real quick. That's actually a good question whether or not Cyril would remember. They've been around for about 40-ish years.
Yes, I remember some upstart.
Just imagine
I
Gelmar knows a crap
not
ton of
care.
the random legends that these guys have gotten up to, but he doesn't know much about the individuals.
Yeah.
Did my rules just not go through? Gosh darn it.
No, I did. It was a 6.
no, that's my roll.
No, it was a 7.
What?
Yeah, I'm seeing
Well,
Gelmar has a history check of 6, and Nia has a history check of 7.
Hell,
We
it
aren't
doesn't show it
seeing
for me.
others' rolls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not showing up
We
on the board.
It just says group when we roll it.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I'm set to
Oh,
public
that was
roll
your
as well.
previous
What the heck?
roll. Colty, are you seeing it?
That's flipping weird.
The rolls.
Rolls.
Oh, I actually don't
this is
see
a
any of the
different
rolls
format.
I made.
No, I don't see any rolls.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, it's just all saying haven't rolled
Try...
some dice.
Do you guys see that roll? Oh,
Uh,
and Ray, that
It
was
came up as a
private.
question
We
mark
s-
series.
Yeah, we saw the dice, but
I
nothing
saw
on the
it.
side.
I saw the roll.
See that 14?
And then Ray, your one, yeah.
Ray's
14.
roll came up as a bunch of question marks. I don't see your roll, Sin.
Cute, love that.
Huh. Oh, and then Dakota's is a 14. Well, that's weird, hon.
Yeah, don't see Dakota. I see the dice rolling, but it doesn't show up in the chat for me.
Scroll up in the chat. For some
That
reason,
doesn't do.
Oh, and the screen has gone black.
Okay.
Wait, seriously?
Try
I can
refreshing,
still
I
see people's
suppose.
mouses moving around. That's weird.
And Ray, you have to right click your. Oh, and. Okay. What the fuck? Ray, you have to right click your thing to make it public.
Andrew's being weird.
Oh, look at me go!
Hey, a natural
dang,
20.
Nat 20.
Oh, it scared me. I don't see it though.
Yeah.
I
So
had to
we
roll
going
it
to have
in I had to roll it on the Discord chat. I just have a blank screen when I try to log into Foundry.
This is great for me, guys.
So we're gonna have to
Beautiful.
roll the dice channel then, I guess.
I suppose. I mean, I'm seeing the dice, which is good. Try refreshing your page. Anyone who's in the Discord, I think that's
Refresh.
everyone but Sapphire and
Oh, nope.
Okay.
I almost had it, but now it's gone again.
All right, let me try.
And for some reason, it has a
I'll be
habit
back in
of
a few
moving the dice one above the last person rolled for whatever reason. Still know why. Pretty sure it's the module being weird, which is super weird considering it should just be a native thing. But the most recent version of Foundry is weird as hell. They changed their entire they overhauled their entire like background code for how their chat works. So
It's like in a video game when you just level up 10 levels for no reason, and now you have no idea what to do.
oh yeah, 100%. All right, so do you get okay? Jesus Christ!
stuck on
Why
a
is?
Still not bad. What are you
Oh my
talking
God.
It takes a long time to load. Just give it time; it'll load in, even if it's on the black screen.
Wow. Okay. Well, I got a natural
about? Oh, I
20,
see it doing something.
and then it
Ooh,
gave me confetti.
ooh.
Yeah.
The natural
Can we-
20 is me.
The
Can
confetti.
we turn off the sound effects?
Yeah, I could turn that off. So
They're
much
really
confetti.
loud.
No worries.
Hey, Story, are you using on Windows?
Yes.
If you right-click the speaker, there should be a button for volume mixer. You can use that to change the volume levels of each individual program.
I don't want to lower the volume of opera as a whole for the sound effects.
No worries.
Fair enough.
Alright, I'm gonna give this one more try
there
to
we
actually
go.
join the Foundry. And
Ah,
after
there we go.
that,
I can see
I'm
things
giving up.
now.
So I turned off all the sound effects on
I give it.
good rolls.
Hooray.
Yes. Okay. Do you guys see the dice, by the way, in the chat?
I see all the dice in the chat. Yes.
Nice.
Let me
And then
just
you
roll
see
a
that
d6.
dice?
Just
Agreed.
just simply for a quick test. Now I need to see.
Nice.
Just
I
throw a
think
random
it's
d20. It's
working
attached to
now.
nothing.
Okay.
Seems to be working.
For some reason, my dice are always like weirdly above all yours for no reason. I still don't understand why that happens, but my dice specifically are just like above all of y'all's. It's very strange. That's okay. But yeah, so let me look up in the chat here real quick. So
They below.
we had Galmar with a 6, a Neo with a 7.
Oh wait, was I supposed to roll something?
Yes, history check. Cyril with a natural
History check.
20.
Okay.
And then and Ray, you should have 4 buttons above your dice tray. The one on the top left is public rules.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, good. Let's see. Sapphire has a 10. Aldith has 1. Dakota has an 11. Okay. Yeah, so all y'all aside from Cyril, none of y'all know any names aside from Bloodfang. Cyril, you know all the names. Because of course you do. Each and every single one of them has just been burned into your memory. But there is Bloodfang, who every orc has an original name. They're an orcish name, but they take a name once they become mature age. Bloodfang, Fenrir, stuff like that. They pick their names based on stuff that they have done or things that they have attributed towards them. Another one from another campaign is Heartfist, for example. But they have an actual orcish name as well that is specific to their tribe that they only tell those inside their team. So most people just refer to them as their, I suppose, of age name. But there's Bloodfang. There is Ashrin, who is also called the Chronicler. She is a full elf, high elf, grave domain cleric, which is not a combination you regularly see, as most elves, especially full elves, do not believe in deities at this point, or at least don't have faith in deities. There is one that you know extremely well, Avigdor, Avigdor, Avigdor. He is a green dragonborn that you actually trained. Garat, which is a dwarven spellcaster. No one's quite sure what kind, but it has been rumored that he summons skeletons. So it's rumored that he's a necromancer, but super strange considering their history. There is Smippet, which is a very new, recent addition to his team. You recognize him very heavily because he is a known criminal who is banned from Harmonious Haven, Starshow Kingdom, and from the Dwarven Mountains. He has actual straight up wanted posters of him in all three places. He is a gnome.
Ironspire Peaks, you mean?
Yeah, Ironspire Peaks. And then the last one is Eldron, who is a human. He is recognizable because he has a large greatsword the size of him. But he is, generally speaking, the air quote least recognizable of all of them, as he is also the last one to have been added. They are a team that has, most of them anyways, has been doing good deeds around pretty much the entire continent for the last 40 years. Which is not that impressive for a lot of them, but for Bloodfang specifically, he would be in his 60s. Most orcs die at 50. So this motherfucker should be old as hell, and yet by all accounts that you guys have heard, he is still not of old age, if that makes sense. But they have pretty much been solidly recognized as like one of the top hero teams, one of the top teams of adventurers, period. Right next to the what was their names? The Iron something. Oh, and I have
Wayfarers?
Yeah, the Iron Wayfarers. They're like in the same boat. They're like the same prestige level, kind of. Yeah, so she's like, do you recognize the name I forgot the name already. On.
Thing?
Shadowfang.
Shadowfang, thank you.
Oh, Shadowfang.
Yeah. Do you recognize the name Shadowfang?
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
They went bad?
It would appear so. Bloodfang was the swords member who was standing at the gates stating all of this boisterous information of which he had done. And it was Smippet who followed him, so we have reason to believe that if there was a team that could get as close to the ambassadors as they did, they would be the ones.
And
What?
you're figuring Snippet was the one who poisoned her, or?
Very likely. This poison we haven't seen in a long time, and the only place that we know to cure it is in the Ironspire Peaks, so.
What is it?
It's something called the Everfrost poison. which Gelmar, you would recognize. The Everfrost poison is a type of poison that takes a very long time to truly settle in. It takes around probably 4 or so months to fully settle in. You essentially just you feel ill. You get worse over time. You basically get the traits of hypothermia to a degree, where your body temperature goes down. You start, you can see your breath as you're speaking, feel the bits and
Your
pieces.
skin turns blue.
Yeah, you basically start freezing as you're walking for months on end. And then by the time it fully settles into you, you freeze. Your entire body turns into an icicle, basically. And as long as you're not touched or anything like that, you just become a living statue. Hence the Everfrost. It's extremely rare. Even you have not seen a case of it in your entire life.
Which would probably mean that the folks up there probably have it either in great stock or the poison is very rare these days as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which ambassador got hurt?
Alicia did. Alicia?
Alicia?
Alicia, thank you. Alicia did.
Alicia. Is that the elfin one?
Yes.
It is, I believe.
That's strange. We were just in contact with her this week.
Yeah, well, this
Is-
happened today, so.
Oh no.
We assume that they
Oh,
want
today?
to. Yeah,
Oh wow.
we assume that they wanted to cause a commotion, considering their loud presence, and, well, not many people like her. So that is a real good way to destabilize our trade route. It's through her, and well, not many tears will be shed for her, aside from the contributions that she's given us. So mostly it's the upper ranks that would want her to live, and the lower ranks which would not really care that much. And then you have a constant war between whether or not people should go save her, whether or not we should be defending. It's surprisingly well thought out.
So she's not dead yet.
No, she is not. She's, well, to say that she's laying down and resting would be a complete lie. She's refusing to settle down in any way, shape, or form, and is honestly doing more paperwork than I think I've seen her do in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, I see.
That sounds like her.
She
Today you
shouldn't
said
be
it?
working if she's poisoned.
Today you said it?
Yeah, you try stopping her.
Maybe I will.
Today you said it?
can. Yes, it was early in the morning.
We need to move quickly then. I assume there's already a contingent making their way for the spires.
There is. We have a few of them going at the moment.
Huh?
Considering this takes so long to really infect, it's been difficult for us to be able to move things around for her. She is refusing most help in general. So far, she doesn't seem like it's a dire case, and she refuses to allow us to think it's going to be a dire case, but we have a few people going to the mountains, but they're smaller groups.
That's fair, but if the poison's as rare these days as it seems to be, I would imagine that chances are few people are thinking about those antidotes anymore.
Yeah, we assumed that only the dwarves up in the Citadel are going to really have an answer, so we sent a couple of advanced teams over there, see if we can get any information from them, but it's a couple of months at least before it sells into her system, so we have
Oh,
time.
Perhaps.
a few months.
Yeah.
Yes, a few months, where it
fortunate.
slowly gets worse and worse over that time. She might not even survive to the end of it.
Where
Uh,
did Shadowfang go?
They went to the, she kind of takes a moment to think about it, and she went, I think they went down to the Star Shadow Kingdom area. I don't know exactly where. We sent another team to look for them. The she like takes a moment, is like the she kind of pulls out a book and looks through it. The Dawnbringers. They're a newer team, but they are all kind of specialized for different bits and pieces. So we figured it would be a good idea to send them for them. We also don't have a whole lot of people on hand, so they were the
we
only
have a-
full team.
We have a team name now.
Oh,
And she'll look at Dakota for Dakota to spell the team name.
What was the team name? Hold on.
Vale's Equinox.
Yeah. He does a flourish with his poncho. It's like the Vale's Equinox.
ooh. She pulls out another book and starts writing it. Veils Equinox. Okay, cool. And she also then takes a moment to actually like put down a book and look over her team and goes, "Huh, you're missing one."
Cleric, she had to go off on her own quest, so I believe we're going to be down a member for the foreseeable future.
I see. That
Cleric
would be
stuff.
bad given the circumstances right now. So she like grabs a few different books and starts, you know, like putting them together and looking through them. No. Where is it? I just saw it. No. And she's like moving around like 30 different books and shit. Like it's a lot of different things that she's moving. I just had it. Ah, there she is. And she pulls out a piece of paper and looks over it. Yep, crazy, weird, strange. She looks over her team. Yep, only one I can figure in. Where would she be right now? She would be... Actually, I think she would be... Hold on just one moment. And she steps away from the desk and walks out through a door. Aldith, you are inside of an adjacent room, kind of looking over your own stuff for the most part. They haven't really put you on any teams or anything of that sort as of yet. You usually work alone, so you're more or less just recuperating and trying to figure out what to do next, what are your next steps and stuff like that. They basically told you to sit down and wait. Just to figure out what to do with you for the most part, see if they had any missions. So when I forgot her name already. How the fuck did I forget her name? Carla.
Carla.
Thank you. When Carla walks through the doors, obviously you would look up and see her. This usually would mean, hey, we got a mission for you of some sort. And she looks at you and she just goes, I know you usually work alone. That never ends ends well for you, and it turns a statement. I know you usually work alone, but not today. Come with me.
She's gonna raise a brow, and she's gonna give a little bit of a look, like, okay, we'll see how this goes, and then she'll get up and she'll follow.
Cool.
And then she'll see the circus she's being put into.
She brings you. She brings you into the main room, and the first thing that you notice is Cyril. Cyril's the kind of person that is damn near impossible to miss on a good day. So Cyril, feel free to give your description to her. You would recognize him by title, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Cyril's immediately recognizable for a few things. He's 9 feet tall. And
You a big boy. Got it.
he's 9 feet tall, and especially now that he doesn't have his poncho, you can see that height comes from something that's strangely made his body seem as if someone took a body and then pulled on it really hard and stretched everything out. The limbs are the arms are overly long, fingers as well. The torso is too thin and stretches up higher than it probably should. The wide shoulders muscled but knobby, and he's always got his helmet on with his antlers sticking out the sides of them. The armor that he's wearing, you can see it's a chest plate over the top of leather armor, and you can see why, because there's a huge puncture in the metal in his abdomen area.
It's not clean puncture either. It is an extremely just like brutalized section. It's been sanded out, I believe, to make it so it doesn't continue stabbing the shit out of him whenever he bends over or like curls up or whatever. But it definitely looks like he went toe to toe with a fucking freight train and impaled him.
On my own shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then going down from there, it's just these sort of ratty brown, like the bottom half of a set of robes that you can tell that he's like attempted to repair, and he's bad at it.
Also, I sent you a DM.
Yes, I saw that,
Okay.
and I tried to fix it. I
No
think I
worries.
fixed it.
And then, yeah, so that's the first one you see. Gelmar and Dakota would definitely be the next ones you would notice. Probably Gelmar first. Because
Surprising considering he's shorter than Dakota and
Surprising
Dragonborn.
consider Dakota has glowing green eyes.
well, you tend to
And
try
maybe-
hide yourself a little bit, so
Fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
Gelmar does not.
I mean, fair. He usually sticks in the front.
Mhm.
Gelmar has an odd sight. A silver dragonborn, one with a tail, no less. He wears what seems to be a cloth chest piece with leather pommels and external sides. You can see he is wearing a fairly sizable steel gauntlet. On his back, 2 great axes. One of them mass-produced steel. The other one a pearl white. Looks heavier. It's way bigger. And you're pretty sure that edge could cut through a tree in one slice like a hot knife through butter. He seems to have an odd green strap to his holding the collar of his chest piece together. An array of brown leather belts holding the front closed. And in addition to the button on his front, designating him as a member of the Shields, he also seems to have a second insignia just against the first belt from the top down, depicting a dragon holding its wings protectively around what appears to be a human. He is 7'3" in height.
Nice. And Dakota?
So as you come in, I think Dakota would look a little bit hesitant to have another team member, but he still tips his cowboy hat. Cowboys not really being a thing in this world, so there's a pretty good chance that you have no idea what Dakota's dressed up as. So Dakota kind of tips his cowboy hat, dressed like in black hat and black poncho with white kind of swirling accents. Green glowing eyes underneath the hat, with casts a shadow over his orange dragonborn face. He's a little bit taller than Gelmar, but significantly shorter than Cyril at 7'6". And as his hand reaches up, you notice that the other hand has his gun holding it, which is also not a thing necessarily in this world. Not entirely sure what Dakota's holding, but he seems to be holding it. With a sort of not quite hesitant, but he doesn't necessarily look scared, but he just doesn't look sure about adding a new member to the
Mhm.
party. He's very mysterious looking. Also, orange dragonborn isn't a thing. Maybe he's just a weird copper dragonborn.
Yeah. Those be the first three things to notice is one, guns don't exist aside from extremely rudimentary versions by gnomes, which almost always explode in your hands unless you have a very good version. But they're usually more like hand cannons than actual guns. Cowboys don't exist, so his getup is a little bit strange. It's probably made for desert wear more than anything else, similar to some orcs you've encountered. And then orange dragonborns straight up don't exist. Silver dragonborns are incredibly rare, but there are myths and legends about them. But orange ones don't. Copper ones do. A few different variations of copper kind of exist. But orange and the hue that is on his scales straight up doesn't. So it's very possible that he just has like a weird something on more than anything else. It's just a very weird variation. Maybe genetic malfunctions. No one knows. And then we'll go with Sapphire since Ania is behind Cyril. No worries. Yeah, so Sapphire's description. So Sapphire wants me to do it since she is putting her kid to sleep. Let me pull up her character real quick so I don't get it for wrong as shit. Yeah, so she is a 5 foot. Ooh, I appreciate the hydration. She's a 5 foot, I want to say 6 character. She's a 5'6", what looks to be a half elf. Let me pull up her character sheet as well, because I can guarantee you I'm going to mess something up here in a second. There we are. Yeah, so she is a 5 foot 5'5"-ish, 5'6"-ish, half elf, with swirly, kind of wild, I believe dirty blonde hair. It has braids at the very end of it, but the top of it is for the most part relatively wild. She also has a bow in her hair, as well as some flowers that are just randomly dotted about inside of her hair. Her eyes are a stunning blue, and she wears what looks to be a camo cloak. Almost is a nice forest green, but as she moves, it seems to almost like blend into the colors behind her, most of which are woodish colors. So from the looks of it, she is definitely someone who spends a lot of time outside, a lot of time working in the forest. Her gloves, the bow on her back, the 2 swords on her hips under her cloak, and her tunic are all very much so representative about that. Based on her ear shape, you would say she's definitely not a full wood elf. She's definitely half elf, as you're seeing some human based features in there as well. One of the swords on her hips does look slightly different from the other. It seems to be a little bit more finely made, as well as has different little etches on it that are like lightning based for the most part. And that's all I can think of for her character at the moment. And she'll fill in more when she is done putting her kid to sleep. But hopefully I got it. Oh yeah, and behind her stands a relatively small dog at the moment. He shrunk down a little bit. It looks like a mastiff. From the looks of it, it doesn't seem like properly, I suppose, mortal would be the description. It does have shadow. Hello, Jesse, and we love you too. Have fun. But it does seem to have like shadows kind of almost like radiate off of it to a degree. You've heard of shadow mastiffs before, but they're almost always what's the word? Almost always like vicious and stuff. So it's very weird to see one possibly tamed. She seems to be muttering something, possibly to herself, possibly to one of her companions next to her, but she's just constantly like kind of muttering something or another. And seems to like look off to the side and almost interacting with something that like isn't there. You're not quite decided on whether or not she's crazy. But she's definitely interacting with something or another. And then Ania, you are you're more or less behind Cyril, but since he doesn't have his poncho, you're not 100% hidden, of course.
Yeah, Ania would be like, she has the posture right now of someone who's very shy. She's like peering around Cyril a little bit dramatically. Like it looks like it's sort of playfully being shy. She is 5'5" wood elf. She has mostly just a green cloak on, like mostly that you can see. And the green cloak has many patches and rips in it. Like, it is old. It has not been replaced in a while.
Particularly large rip on her shoulder, too.
Yes. It's been there a while. And she has a nice purple robe underneath that isn't as bad. And she's holding a staff. And the staff is wooden. It looks like living wood, though. It has leaves and little flowers growing on it. And the flowers are different pastel colors. And she has little freckles all over her that are light colored and look a little bit like stars on her skin. And she has many bags, pouches, little scroll case. There's like some trinkets attached to the scroll case, one being a sun catcher of some sort. It's very pretty. The rope that's attaching it to her belt is a little bit frayed right now. And she has a necklace of like a it looks like it has stars inside. It doesn't move or anything. It's just like a glass orb that is made to look like a starry sky. And she's just like peeking out behind Cyril. If Aldith is familiar with elves, Ania is under 100, which would make her basically a child or very young in elvish terms.
Has not hit maturity in terms of elvish age.
Yes.
And yeah, Aldith, tell the group what they see when they look at you.
When they look at Aldith, they see a 5'5", oddly enough, quite muscular half elf who has this like half like really choppy cut like dark brown hair that like curls at the ends. She has these striking amber eyes that if you guys were to get close enough, you'd be able to see a small amber ring, like a small golden ring around them. Just odd considering that she looks like she very obviously looks like she's half wood elf. She has the cute little pointed ears. She's in full armor, completely decked out. She has a dagger at her hip, as well as a sword. And on her arm, or decidedly somewhere else, she has a shield that has, if you guys are, I'm not sure if you are aware, like religion-wise, where you guys are at, has the symbol of the protection of Helm on it. So, she holds it with pride. She seems like very standoffish. Like she's very quiet. She's looking over you all, just taking in the sights in front of her. She seems very like methodical in how she's approaching this. But her skin, I should probably explain what her skin looks like. She's sort of tan, but also in like a sun-kissed type of way. Like if she didn't have this sun-kissed vibe to her, she'd be pale. But she's a little light. But yeah.
And then one thing that you guys would absolutely notice, because it's one of the most striking bits about her, she has brilliant gold eyes. Is the number one trait that is there. You guys, definitely based on your guys' history, in both group and in character knowledge, Dakota, you wouldn't know this. Gelmore, you would have some knowledge about this. Cyril and Nia, you'd both know this information like back of your hand because it is old stories. Same with Sapphire. The stories of Aasimars, god-touched beings. There's not a whole lot that is similar between all different Aasimars. The only thing that all of them have in common that none other creature has is golden irises. That's the only thing that is consistently true in every single story of a Aasimar. Tieflings have something similar, but they almost always have horns. They almost always have like slitted eyes, something of that sort. They usually have some demonic feature. But Aasimars, on the other hand, the only thing that is consistently true from every story you've heard, as they're about as rare as anything else, is that they have pure golden irises. So upon looking at her, that would be the very first thing that you three would notice right off the dime. But yes, Carla brings you in. She goes back to her desk and starts moving stuff around. She goes, all right. Aldif here has been with the guild for a decently long time now, and we usually send her on her own for missions, but we've been trying to put her into into a group for a long time now. We haven't really found a group that fits her particular aesthetic, shall we say? But you all seem to fit the bill. So we're going to slot her into your group. So you have a little bit more manpower, as I know your cleric was. She kind of looks over Aldith's general like chainmail and stuff like that, and just says, "Hard hitting form." So she should be able to round out your team relatively well with the disappearance of your previous hard-hitting teammate. And well, if you don't mind me saying, your entire team is very strange. She looks directly at the Silver Knight. So she also fits that too.
Can she cast Fireball, or?
Slowly turns over to Aldif.
What a strange question. I like you.
It's an important question.
Can you cast
I don't
Fireball?
know. I don't think I can.
You cannot.
Curses.
I was gonna say, I don't think I can.
Interesting.
I'd say she'd probably be like, maybe you'll have to teach me.
I don't
Dakota
know how
can't
to
do it
cast
either.
Fireball.
Right, well, I'll leave you all to get acquainted. If you wish to talk to the ambassadors, they are inside the inner sanctum. She like looks around for a second before reaching under her desk and pulling out what appears to be a small scroll swords, and she hands it to Cyril. This is official documentation that will allow you to get into the inner sanctum. Without it, you will be barred. Even someone of your stature will be. They're taking extra precautions. So show this to the guardsmen up there. They'll let you in. They're having a meeting at the moment, the ambassadors that are there. So you should be able to walk right on in whenever you'd like to. Try not to kill her before she dies, I suppose. I feel like she might get spooked. But
I don't suppose your words have much sway with the folks who are watching over her, do you?
none.
Do you know who I might be able to speak with? I might have a couple suggestions.
She's pretty much the one who's moving everything around, so you'd be talking to her to get anything organized around her. She's refusing to let anyone interact with anything that she's not personally overseeing when it comes to her at the moment.
That's unfortunate. I'm fairly certain she wouldn't listen to my suggestions.
I can run them by her. She'll listen to me.
The poison in question is known for slowly reducing your body temperature until it slowly freezes over. What you need to do is to get her. You need to find a way to keep her body temperature at least somewhat unreasonable hot, or a reasonable temperature for her body temperature. The best recommendation I have for that, a hot meal. I recommend from the dwarves. They do have their own special talents for food in to help you survive the cold climates. You will have to remind them it is not a dwarf that they are cooking for. but don't get more specific as to who it is than that. Just tell them it's for survival in the cold mountains.
Hmm.
And the trick is going to be convincing her to eat it. Last I checked, most folk, or most, from what I've heard, most elves don't tend to have the most taste for dwarven cuisine. Most taste for dwarven cuisine.
Got it. I will let her know once I'm able to talk to her.
Well, best of luck to your full group. We at the moment do not have any other missions for you. She typically has been the one overseeing a lot of your interactions, so we'll run by your previous mission with her at some point, or you can talk to her yourself. I'm sure she'll get you rewards at some point or another, but we obviously have our hands full at the moment, so it might take a minute.
Should we make a report regarding the mission the guild sent us on? Or should we do that another time?
Come by tomorrow with a report, either written or verbal, and one of the others will document it.
Got it.
Fair enough. I have a bit of time. I have a bit of work I'd like to get started on anyway. We're looking over to Aldith. On that note, please make sure our acquaintance, he said, as holding out his leather-gloved hand towards you.
Aldith Faetheria, a pleasure. She takes his hand and shakes it.
In my Cryonis, he says with a friendly, eyes closed smile. Something's up with this. His body temperature is really weirdly low.
It's very cold.
She'll sort of recoil at that, but she won't let go. She won't let go until he let go first.
Power move.
You just stand there forever.
Fucking weird, but alright.
Continually shake hands for hours.
Something the matter? Yeah, as slowly letting go. Looking genuinely perplexed.
You're quite cold. I didn't expect that.
I suppose I do get that a lot. He says, looking down at his hand.
I think he's actually one of our warmest team members.
I was about
Socially,
to say.
anyway.
Yeah.
His smile does seem to bring a lot of warmth.
Oh, that's so nice.
You flatter me, he says, giving another smile.
And then, Cyril, do me a favor and roll a history check as you are looking at Aldith. You're the only one that I think would recognize.
Would I be able to roll a religion check on the eye symbol?
I have to think about it. Yeah, roll me a religion check.
Oh, baby.
You would not recognize the symbol, Cyril, but you would. It is. So, most religions in this world are extremely not well known. Most religions are very much so jam-packed to where they originated. Mostly because a lot of people who believe in certain religions don't spread out very much. So a lot of religions, such as the Helm religion that she has on her shield, or as well as a few other ones, there's one that's popping up to the north west, which is the faith of something. Hold on. There's a... Oh, I feel bad for not saying this because this is kind of important. Oh my god. Is the faith of something. I feel so bad not knowing. This is actually important information. It's a faith that's been bringing up lately. I'll remember what the fuck it is later. But it is a faith that is important. But that's been happening in the Northwest. A few other places pop up faith. The Helm faith specifically was made. Let me pull up the map real quick. Boop. It was made roughly, we're going to say, it was about down here to the south of Harmonious Haven, near the Windsong Hollow, near the Verdant Campi, just above the Gagar Wastes. It's down to the south Harmonious Haven. It's closer to the Elysian Glade than it is anywhere else. Is one of those like junction points where a lot of people tend to gather together from a lot of different places, but it's mostly an area full of elves and elven culture. So the Helm religion specifically was made in this little area as an idea of protection. So the Helm god is in the same vein of protection as an actual helmet itself. Is a garment that is put across yourself to protect you and those around you. Hence the term helm. It has progressed past just helmets themselves to other pieces of protection such as actual armor and shields and the like. But the main sense, the main gesture of helm itself is to protect those around you, protect yourself, and protect those you care about. Is not very commonly seen, but a lot of people who are like hardcore protection people, mainly people use a shit ton of shields or other things like that. Some of them do have the helm as their protector, their guide. So seeing it on her shield isn't super strange, but is definitely not a common sight for sure.
All right, and Ania would not mention it at this time,
Cool.
as she tends to do.
Yeah.
Smart
as her,
idea.
as her
Smart
habit
idea.
continues.
She
All right.
gathers things and never talks about them.
So yeah, you guys are effectively kind of shuffled away from the desk as she deals with more generally unhappy customers, either talking about different guild bits, sword people talking about the fact that they're not allowed to go on missions right now, and various other bits and pieces. They have to be vetted and stuff. What'd you guys like to do?
I am actually kind of like deep in thought, so I'm not making any suggestions. I just kind of have the scroll that she gave me in my hand, and I'm just sort of like tapping I'm basically just tapping the side of my helmet with it.
Okay.
Ania's going to suggest maybe to at least leave the very loud and very busy guild hall before anything else. Like,
Smart
can we go
plan.
outside?
I suppose it is a bit more crowded than my taste usually you require. Usually desire.
Yes. Of course. That's
Yeah,
We
you
can
guys
talk
walk
and
out.
walk. We can introduce ourselves.
That's true.
certainly yes. Sorry, I was just. I was lost in thought. My apologies.
You guys you step out the doors.
As we're walking out the doors, and I actually like for the first time pay attention to who's like walking with us very suddenly.
Okay.
I'm gonna look down at her, and you said that like seeing the golden irises, I'd immediately make the connection, right?
The golden irises are almost always an Aasimar trait. You've almost never heard of someone with golden irises not being Aasimar. That being said, Aasimars are about as rare as finding a needle in a haystack of needles that has been burned to the ground several times over for the last 200 years. So it's extremely, extremely rare to see someone with golden irises in the first place. So you would almost certainly make like a jump of, golden irises, probably Aasimar, especially considering you've already had a cleric on your team, which is also damn near as rare.
And seeing the golden irises, this is the first time the party sees me make like a full formal bow.
Ooh, fancy.
think while Dakota sees that and he
Uh-huh.
looks back to Aldith, I
Mhm.
think like as soon as he sees the irises, I think he flinches and looks away again. As he seems to visibly tense.
Interesting. And then
Yeah.
Gelmar, you would not actually recognize this as actually, do you read a shit ton of stories? I don't think your character would.
Elmo likes stories.
Mostly just hearing stories of heroism and probably fantasy and such. Like
Yeah.
fantasy to them.
Okay, yeah. So you would know myths and tales of like fantasy more than anything else. The specific details of something like the golden irises would be far lost on you, so you wouldn't recognize it.
Just imagine he just like looks at the response of both Dakota and Cyril, just like, is there something I don't understand? He asks, genuinely confused and a bit taken aback.
Aldith is completely taken aback by both responses. She's completely and utterly confused. She looks to Cyril and she's like, "You don't need to do that. What are you doing?"
Sorry, apologies. I don't normally stand in the presence of the god touched.
God touched?
She's still completely, utterly confused. No idea. No idea what's going on right now. She's like, excuse me? I mean, I was a scribe for many years, but I don't understand what exactly you're insinuating.
He's gonna kind of look around and see that it's like very much confusing everyone.
Ania doesn't look
Sorry,
confused.
it's merely a very old custom. Apologies. My name is Cyril Eldritch. And you are...
She'll hold out her hand because she's just so accustomed to doing so.
Mhm.
She'll be like, Aldith Faetheria. What a way to introduce yourself. But I like it.
I'll reach out and the fingers wrap all the way around the hand, shaking it as gently as he can.
It's a very strange
watching
feeling.
She's watching with so much precision right now. She's so interested in what's going on. she's so methodical about it. She's like, this is interesting. But she'll shake back.
Yeah, literally the entire body's he's leaning on his spear on one hand, and like the entire upper body is curving to meet her gaze, basically.
She's just tiny. She's tiny in the presence of Cyril.
Well, everybody's tiny.
That's true.
It is a custom from my youth, so to speak. But I am pleased to have you aboard.
She seems sort of pleased by that, just because she had noticed everyone else sort of like being like, we don't know. So she's sort of pleased to hear that. So she'll give like a very soft smile and she'll be like, I'm glad to hear it. It's great to meet you.
And
He'll nod.
And
He'll nod and sort of like step back for a second.
And when Cyril stepped back, Ania steps forward, and even though she was doing that shy act at first, she's also been the most talkative so far. And she's like,
Hello, I'm Ania. It's nice to have you. You were grabbed really suddenly. Did you leave anything? Do you need to get anything?
Sorry, that's adorable.
I love Ania.
Yes, we live, laugh, love Ania in this house. No, she'll tilt her head, like she's thinking about it. Like, did I leave anything behind? No, I don't think so. I think I'm good. And then she'll be like, pleased to meet you. And then she'll hold out her hand again, and she'll be like, no, I think I gathered everything. I think I'm fine. Thank you, though. I appreciate you checking in.
Oh, no problem.
and she does not offer her hand, but she offers her staff like an extension of her hand. And and if Aldith will like hold the staff, she will like shake with it.
Aldith will hesitate for a moment, sort of like, okay, this is sort of weird, but I'm not one to judge. And she'll take it and she'll lightly shake the staff.
Adorable.
And Ania's very pleased. And she turns to the others.
Sapphire is going to step up and say, welcome to the group. Shakes and offer her hand to shake as well.
Nice.
And I also imagine Bubbles just giving her a big fat lick on the face.
Yeah.
The dog.
It just grows to full size, like a hyper intimidating dog just like licks. Its tongue is the length of your body, so it lifts you up a little bit before slamming you down. And then it shrinks back down to its usual size.
Bubbles the big black dog.
Yeah, oh my god.
Ania like leans over, is like,
And because she didn't introduce herself, that's Sapphire and that's Bubbles.
I was about to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The moments.
Aldith will shake Sapphire's hand, and then she'll turn towards Bubbles, and she'll hold out her hand for the little puppy to sniff.
Just slowly starts licking your hand.
Either that or lifts up a paw and shakes.
Oh, yeah. Decides to do both. There we go.
She'll be very pleased, and she'll look to Sapphire and be like, you've trained this dog incredibly well.
It was trained before we got it. He just been trained to do the wrong stuff, so I teached him better.
He's a rescue.
She'll sort of chuckle at that, and she seems amused, and she'll chuckle at that. She's like, okay. She'll leave it at that.
Tilts its head to the side, and then keeps tilting it, and keeps tilting
And then
it.
Sapphire's
It just
gonna
goes in a
turn
full
to
one.
the
we're
opposite
just
side that Bubbles on and introduce Bill.
Yeah, are just like rubbing the probably still visible bite mark that Bubbles gave him during the fight.
You just see Sapphire like point to space, introducing Bill to Kanku. You just see nothing next to Bubbles.
Again, Aldith is not one to judge. So she'll raise a brow, she'll tilt her head, she'll frown a bit, like sort of like very, very, like very visibly confused. Her emotions always on her face, very visibly confused, but she'll just mutter a soft hello.
I was gonna lean in and be like, don't worry, you're not the only one who can't see him.
She'll nod. She'll be like, okay, good to know.
I'm the only one who can.
Don't mind Sapphire. She drinks ghost alcohol.
She'll sort of back away from Sapphire a little bit, like, okay, and that's enough for me.
Ghost drinkies. I see how it is.
Dakota is like kind of seems a little like laid back. The hesitation from before appears to be entirely gone. And now he's stoic, tall fellow. As he tips his hat again, he's like, "The name's Dakota Ryder. Now, got a weird team, but Cowboys Code, rule number 9. You see injustice to another creature happening, we're honor bound to stop it. Or, I'm the main Cowboys Code rule abider here, so I'll keep watch for you out there."
Aldith will seem rather touched at this, as if like Dakota has already seen into her very core as a person. Like just saw right through her. And she'll definitely just like take a moment, pause, inhale as if she's trying not to cry. And she'll be like, "I knew I liked you for a reason. I think we can both agree on some really important things."
Nice.
Do you have any questions for us?
She'll think long and hard, because Ray has to think long and hard if she has any questions.
She's still blown away by the Cowboys Code.
Yeah, just utterly just so touched.
There was definitely a visible flinch when Dakota mentioned the Cowboys Code.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm just like with a smile looking down at him. Yes, he's an inspiration to us all.
She sort of shrugs. She's like, "No, I don't think I have any questions. I think we'll make a fine group of merrymen."
That's great. If you have any later, be sure to ask them.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
And Nia's going to look at Cyril, and I assume we've been sort of half walk, half talk, except for when we like stop to shake hands.
Pretty much, yeah.
Gilmar just like gives a chuckle, or looking over towards Cyril. By the way, sir, I believe I still owe you that suit of armor, don't I? Above game, he did promise to build you one after your previous one got destroyed.
I will leave that up to you.
Oh, my friend, not that easy. I'm afraid I'm still going to need your measurements, he says, giving you a sly grin.
Suppose my errands can wait a day.
Perfect. I'll meet you down at Bourne Smithy then.
First, I suppose we should go and see Liz.
They did say
Do you
that we're
think-
having a meeting right now. It does seem like it would be an opportune time.
Perhaps. Do you think she'd really see us? I thought it wasn't much of fun.
Well,
She usually wanted to keep us out of her business.
she's fond of Ania, I would say.
She'll want to see me, especially considering we were at the tree only about a week or two ago.
And she's, I want to say, interested in Dakota.
Actually, maybe like 2 days ago. Tree?
Myself, on the other hand, I would say the relationship is complicated.
Yeah. She didn't exactly look to be the most pleased with my presence either. Could be a good opportunity to get started on that project at the very least. If I could borrow the bag, he says, looking over towards Ania.
Ania frowns, but unhooks her bag of holding and offers it.
You should buy one of your own while we're here.
Maybe, though I could also just take the medal and let you keep the bag.
I mean, you could. You can hold the bag. How are you going to bring this stuff back? I guess you could carry it back, too.
He gives you a grin. Oh, come on, you know? Oh, I can carry more weight than that. Before just reaching in and just pulling out the entire stack of daggers, followed by the studded leather.
Mhm.
Or at least the scraps from the studded leather.
Yeah.
I think I
And he is
already
just-
extracted those.
It's just like holding out the bag with a frown on your face while Galmar pulls hundreds of knives from it.
Elmar's going full Mary Poppins here.
Aldous will try to count every single knife that comes out, and she'll lose track.
It's
She's just
quite
like
a few.
waving her hand underneath it. Where is it all coming from?
Is it really that big of a concern to see this many knives? He asks, looking at Ania, because he knows she's not the biggest fan. Above game, I know she's not the biggest fan of metal.
I think you know
Well,
that
she
in game.
Yes, that's my
She
point.
should be ecstatic
Probably.
then that he's removing the medal from her.
True.
Thank God the medal's gone.
Just all the knives.
While he's
drone.
emptying the bag,
Oh.
I'm gonna turn to Ania. Is it me, or does it sound awful ballsy to go towards Star Shadow Kingdom after attacking the ambassador from there?
Above game, didn't he say that she's in the upper district right now?
Yeah. So, she's in the upper district, the inner sanctum. But Xiaofeng went, after stabbing her, went in the direction of Star Shadow Kingdom.
Well, it would depend on several things. For example, if Star Shadow Kingdom hates her, maybe they put the hit out on her. I don't know why they targeted her specifically. It could also be that they hate elves, so they're going to go hurt more elves.
That seems like it will put a damper on their ally. Didn't she say that he has an elf in his employ?
She's
I'm not-
always been this strange, shadowy thing.
Well, they are called shadow fangs.
Do you think it could be a ruse?
I don't have enough information to make theories. Usually I would, but I don't have any information right now. And I don't know the party. I don't know the ambassador's state. I'm sure I could put something together if I talked to her.
I think I recall hearing a couple of stories of their escapades, though I'm certain that most of them are very strongly exaggerated.
We'll have any strongly exaggerated stories of our escapades.
I would say that many of them are pretty close. I know from experience one of them is very skilled.
Including his success in taking down an entire army in a single strike?
What?
I mean,
I didn't
you know, grains of salt, obviously, but
Let's just say he's got a fair few tales. Some probably strongly tell tales, others, who can say?
Well, for now, I do think I should at least try to talk to the ambassador. I would rather
Hmm.
not talk to her alone.
we should go as a group.
Gilmar?
All right, all right. And he says, slowly putting the knives back in the pouch.
Give me a size.
I will
15,
buy you a
30.
bag if you don't. And I know
Aldous
you
will
have more
then
money than me.
recount the knives. Make sure the correct amount goes back in.
50,
Oh no, I just imagine he just
45.
like does a general dump. He doesn't. It's not even in a individually carefully placed back in.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Just an armload.
Pretty much.
Basically,
Got
yeah.
this for me because I can't carry a lot.
In my
Alrighty.
defense, you did offer the bag to store the knives.
I did. You're right. I'm just complaining.
Although I
Hmm?
and I'm coming into the conversation like way off key. I do like your theory that maybe somebody in Star Shadow Kingdom wanted her dead. She would know best, I think.
That's what I just said.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, I'm not actually angry.
But yes, we should get going.
Alrighty.
How bad is the crowd on our way towards? Are they just kind of making a path, or?
Towards the inner sanctum, the crowd's not too bad. Most Technopolis is just kind of on edge and they're watching, but unlike the outskirts, they're not trying to get further in or anything like that. They're annoyed at the situation for sure, especially considering everything is happening. But the majority of the people in the Technopolis, aside from the Adventurers Guild, are humans and gnomes. So they pretty much are just kind of sticking to their general shtick that they're doing, but they're just watching everyone walks by. Anyone who's not generally just a human and gnome is usually speaking going to be an adventuring member, and they're all being watched like fucking hawks, including you. They're also a significantly larger guard presence than you're used to. Primarily orcs and Leonin are just in the streets generally watching just all the people. It's not a lot of them, as there are only so many that they can have, but most of them are centered at the closer you get to the inner sanctum, the more of them there are, and they're just generally watching all the people moving back and forth.
Alda
Alright.
sort of like shrinks in on herself as people like watch her go by.
Mhm.
She sort of like just hunches over and is very obviously uncomfortable.
Is everything okay?
She'll look up at Cyril and she'll be like, not used to the attention.
This is actually more attention than normal around here. So, I can understand that.
Ania is waving cheerily to anyone who stares at them.
You get like 1 in like 20 people tend to wave back at you.
Yes.
And one guard kind of happily waves at you, and then like 3 of them stare at him, and he just slowly lowers his hand. But you guys walk on forwards until you get to one of the larger
Look,
gates.
she likes me.
She likes me. We get to one of the larger gates, and standing there is Cyril would actually recognize this. Which gate are you guys going to? There's 4 of them, specifically the northern, southern, eastern, and western gates.
Which gate is like straight from the
Whichever's
from the
closest from the
guild?
guild.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say it's the southern gate because I always think you guys near the south. So yeah, the southern gate. You guys came from the south. That's also where I tend to think of you guys. So you guys went straight from the south, into the southern Technolopolis area, to the guild hall, and then straight upwards still further to get to the southern gate of the inner sanctum. And you guys see, Cyril, you recognize him. He is easily the largest orc you have ever seen in your entire life, both height-wise and width-wise. This guy makes even Cyril look kind of small. He's like, he's a little bit shorter than Cyril. He's standing at about 8'6" or so. One of his biceps is the size of Cyril's skull. He is built like an actual freight train. Like he's built like a brick shit house that had a couple more bricks put into it. And he's standing there. He has a what looks like a savage war axe on his back. This thing is like double-edged. It's so large that like half your group probably couldn't pick it up, if they wanted to. Even Cyril, you would have difficulty wielding a weapon of this size. Even Gelmar would have difficulty wielding a weapon of this size. He dwarfs most of your guys' group in terms of sheer presence more than anything else. Even compared to the knight that y'all fought earlier, the father, he is still like slightly more fearsome to look at. He's wearing full plate armor across most of his body, almost all of it stained. You're not entirely sure what kinds of stains, but based on its coloration, probably some form of blood. But he's not wearing a helmet. And he is standing there, and he has these massive jutting tusks on either side of his face that is just making it all the more terrifying. He has his entire face is just covered with scars. And I mean like it looks like he went 1-to-1 with a meat shredder and killed the meat shredder with his face. And both of his eyes are like just kind of like staring forwards. Weirdly enough, even though he has so many scars, none of them seem to have hit his eyes, so they're still fully working. And you can even see like his entire body is just decked out in solid metal. And as you guys walk up further, he like slowly tilts his head down to look at you guys. Even Cyril, he's more staring at Cyril's chest than he is Cyril's head, as if he's purposely looking down on the whole group. Cyril, you recognize this absolute fucking unit of a creature as the Southern Guard of Harmonious Haven. His name, he goes exclusively by one name and one name only. Neckbreaker. Anyone calls him anything else does not live to tell the tale. So he's just standing there and staring at you all.
Yeah, we're just like looking up and down. You know, if it was any other day, I think it would be fun to have a mutually beneficial duel.
That's not usually how the duels go.
Mm.
I'm gonna.
Hello.
And you need to find some more. You need to
I'm gonna
find some
hold.
more
I'm gonna hand him
duel rivals.
I'm gonna hand him the scroll from the guild.
Mm.
Captain.
He grabs it, he looks at it, and then he crushes it in his hand. Knight.
We have business in the sanctum.
Mm. So you do. And he slowly he steps to the side, and his full metal armor, like as he steps to the side, it really does feel like he's almost like cratering the ground. He's probably like 4 times as heavy as Cyril is in this armor. And he just kind of like moves to the side and he goes, "Get going." He does not have a friendly demeanor in any way, shape, or form.
I'm just gonna usher the rest of the party in front of me ahead of me, and I'll go through
Bye-bye.
last.
Yeah, we're just like
Ania
following
can
into the
feel
group.
the daggers being stared into her as she walks on past.
She does not seem to notice.
Gelmar just like with the same doofy smile. I was like, I take it that there's been a pretty busy day in this section.
Yeah. I've had to break at least 4 bones. I'm looking to make it 5.
Let's
Sapphire's
get
gonna
going.
giggle.
Let's get going on then. See, sir. Sneaks
Sapphire's
on.
gonna be like,
He's saying this as he's walking.
Yeah, see ya, sir. Let's get going on.
Dakota just gently pushing Gelmar, like, move.
300 plus pound dragonborn.
Sapphire just
Yeah.
giggling in the back as she skips on forward.
Alda's gonna be
I really
glaring
have been.
daggers the whole time.
I really have
She's
been a rough
intimidated,
update.
but
Next time.
she doesn't. Yeah, sorry.
You're fine. You look up and you try to like stare daggers into him. His daggers are bigger as he stares back down at you, and you reflexively have to look away.
It really has been a long day. You know, next time we find ourselves at the bar together, I think I should give you a round of drinks.
Uh-huh.
Just as they're slowly dragging him off. I imagine at this point multiple party members are carrying him.
Yeah, he slowly
If we don't
steps
get
back.
Gelmar away from him soon, there will be a duel in the middle of the street.
He slowly
like
steps
Alda
back
won't-
into his general position, with his back to you guys. Although you can almost feel his eyes still on you.
I feel like he doesn't even need to have the door closed. He just is the door.
He might as well be, honestly. He's almost as thick as the door.
Sapphire's gonna be like, that guy sounds fun. We should hang with him.
Yeah, it sounds like he could use a friend.
It takes more than a fair few drinks. You should probably have more than 1 or 2 orcs with you as friends. We never got along.
You know him?
Hmm?
I was talking to Cyril. You know him?
That is the captain of the Southern Quarter.
Cyril
The-
knows everybody.
The entire guard corps is broken into 4 quarters: north, south, east, and west. North, east, and west tend to work together. The southern captain tends to do his own thing. Mostly because the southern quarter is majority orcs. And outside of his quarter is not his responsibility.
Why only orcs?
They tend to group together.
No, I suppose similar culture makes coming up with similar tactics a lot easier. He still does not, in the slightest, seem to grasp what it is you're trying to tell him.
It's really more, I think, that they get along better with each other because they understand each other. Orcs are not very well understood by most other races.
My mentor is an orc.
What to say?
Oh,
What to say? It's a shame. Both sides it seem like they have quite a bit that they could offer each other.
Alright.
Well, you're not wrong. And your mentor was an orc?
Yes, he lives alone though. He lives not too far from the druid circles near Haven. Maybe we can visit later. I haven't been home in quite a while, actually.
That would be nice, I suppose.
Yes, especially after things calm down a bit. Always nice to have more friends.
Well, I'll have to check with the druids. I'm not sure if they'll be happy with you all joining. It's druid stuff.
That right there, that's the basic attitude of the orc. Court.
It's orc
Unfortunate.
stuff.
They
Yeah, we
think
did
it's druid stuff?
They think it's orc stuff.
You'll get to the outside the doors of the main the don't call it the sanctum, considering the area. You'll get to the main doors. It is in the dead center of Harmonious Haven. And you guys remember it from last time that you were able to be in the inner sanctum. The doors are closed, but they don't seem to be locked or anything like that from based on what you can see. So you are able to waltz right in if you'd like to. You guys are hearing some heated shouting from inside, even through the doors.
Oh, they're so angry.
Aldous will
Someone
sort of
did.
step forward. Sorry.
Nope,
Aldous
go ahead.
will sort of step forward and like tighten up her grip on her shield and sort of try and usher everyone behind her a little bit.
Aww.
Sapphire's going to push back and open the door.
Enya does not mind hiding behind people, though.
Very fair. Alright. As you guys open the door, it is significantly louder than it was earlier. I'm going to move us to a different map just because I can. I don't want to keep staring at this for too long. But I don't actually have the original map I used for this place. So instead, I'm going to be using... It's actually a good question which one I should be using. You know what? I'm going to use the throne room. Fuck it. I've been back here for a while. There we go.
You need a council room.
I do need a council room. But essentially the inside place, I don't know if I had established this last time that y'all were here. It's still hard for me to remember the differences between this one and the last campaign I did. But inside this room, I might actually still have the description for it now that I think about it. Hold on just one moment, ladies and gentlemen. I don't actually recall if I still have description, but I might. It's a good question. Talk amongst yourselves real quick.
My spell point counter is gone.
Huh?
I know.
My spell point counter is gone.
Yeah, gotta add that bits and pieces. DM screen. Y'all want to talk amongst yourselves real quick.
In character, out of character.
Both.
I like the image of Dakota hiding behind Aldith because Aldith is like so much smaller, so Dakota's still like 2 feet, just like looking above her.
Oh, I know where it is. Sorry, I have to
I don't think
actually
they're
find
gonna
the
fight.
location.
It's just gonna be a bunch of politicians in there yelling. They usually don't fight. They only fight with words.
Mm,
That's
It-
pretty
I'd
fun.
rather be safe than sorry.
It is
is
definitely
fun.
something else being completely dressed down by a politician.
Sometimes words are harsher than any bullet I could shoot.
I agree.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Must be exciting to watch.
I forgot.
Delmar's
It's
already
not-
done it to you.
It's not exciting to experience.
Mhm.
I actually do have a map for this. I totally forgot I had a map for this. That's why I have locations and stuff and blotted down because fuck off Notion. Because I can.
Rick having a map for the council room is vaguely threatening.
Yeah.
Where do you have a map?
Don't worry about it. It's totally not like I almost killed people in the last campaign I was in. Totally not. Totally non-threatening. Don't worry about
We're gonna see there, then just suddenly like everyone's gonna be in there.
How did you get here before us?
Money
Oh, no.
payment. Then we're
Mhm.
going to configure. Don't usually
Said it was
need a
just
map
gonna
for
be
our combat.
RP.
Look, I have random maps for random locations because I like them, but also give my players a little bit easier time looking at things. I only have maps on screen for when y'all are in combat, but I forgot what I just named this thing on the council room. That's what I called it. There you are. Select file, save changes, and then move y'all into this room, which I need to change the council room. Council room. There we go. Ignore this taking a
Random is
minute.
indefinitely bold quotes.
God damn it. Didn't change. Up. And then harmonious and council room and select file and save changes.
To be fair, Creeper, we are at risk of pissing off anyone at any time.
There we go.
It's always a worry.
It's always possible.
It's a
Listen,
little bit
Well,
grainy, so don't worry
worry.
about how grainy it looks. It's totally fine. I'll find a better one
One
at
of
some
us
point.
was definitely at risk of pissing off a whole lot of people.
Are you talking about yourself? Wow.
Yes.
Just a little bit. Don't mind how
Great
grainy this
self-awareness.
picture
I'm
is.
so proud of you.
It's a little bit compressed. It's fine. I'll find a better one at some point. But that's the general idea. The walls of this building are around 40 feet high, and they're mostly windows. Inside of the room itself, it's a circular room, and there are five. Yes. It's a circle with 5 major seats on it. Inside of the center is a similar crystal to what you guys saw before inside of the ancient hollow tree. This one's significantly smaller, but is still hovering in the center, kind of sitting on a pedestal, floating above it, spinning slowly in a circle, generating some form of light. As you guys walk in, the only seat that is currently not occupied is the dwarven seat. The rest of them are occupied, and they are yelling a fuck ton against each other. I believe I have mentioned them previously, but I will mention them again in detail here in just a second. I have to go find them real quick. There are 4 characters that are in this room at the moment. Those characters are Alicia Silverleaf, Glimmer Gearspinner, Gregory Fairwind, and Moravia I forget how the fuck I say this name. It's a Tabaxi name, so I always have difficulty
You're
with it.
regretting spelling that name, aren't you?
I am. Mavra. Mavra?
I'd say that, yeah.
Mavra. Yeah, Mavra Stormclaw. Alicia is a full elf, a full high elf. Gregory is a human, Glimmer is a gnome, and Moravia is a tabaxi. Alicia is a high elf with long silver hair cascading down her slender frame like strands of moonlight. She dresses primarily in nature-based clothing adorned with intricate patterns based on flora and fauna of the forest. Her piercing gaze, which she often levels on most people, is the color of deep emeralds. It does in fact hold wisdom and intensity, even though she is relatively young, being only around 200. Despite her royal bearing, there is a hint of wilderness in her demeanor. Seemed to be a reminder of her connection to ancient forests. Glimmer Gearspinner is a slender gnome with a lively demeanor. She has long auburn hair that is often pulled back into a messy bun. She has loose strands framing her freckled face. She typically wears a patched up leather apron over a simple blouse and trousers adorned with various tools and trinkets. She has bright green eyes that sparkle with curiosity and enthusiasm, often reflecting her passion for invention. She's usually tinkering with something or another while she is talking, but right now all of her tinkering tools are on the table, as she is actively standing on the table that she normally would be sitting behind. Her chair is a little bit higher than everyone else's, so it's a little bit more difficult to do everything else. Gregory Fairwind is the only one who is actively sitting at his seat, and he has his feet up on the table, seeming to not be super bothered. He has a striking figure. He has an extremely charismatic presence that typically draws attention wherever he goes, and it definitely draws attention from you folks as well. He is extremely handsome by most general convention, with chiseled features and a winning smile that often seems to light up the room even when the room has difficulty. Although in this case specifically, he does not seem to be contributing much. His attire typically reflects his dual role as both a representative of humans, but also as a member of the council themselves, blending elements of regal elegance with practicality. He's often adorned in stylish garments or just general common attire, depending on what is needed at that moment. But he often exudes an air of confidence and authority. He has bright blue silver eyes, and right now he is wearing what appears to be just a general overcoat and general traveler's clothes. Moravia, on the other hand, is a tabaxi that strikes an even more striking figure. She has a striking white with elegant black stripes, similar to a white Bengal tiger's fur. She carries herself with general grace and poise, and she has a soft blue floor-length dress that is definitely accentuating the fact that she is regal. Whenever she looks at people, her eyes are a deep, warm amber hue, and they hold a depth of wisdom and kindness. Definitely, to Cyril, one of the nicest ones of the council by far. She is fairly older for tabaxi age, probably around 40 or 50, which I believe for tabaxis is relatively old, although not, elder. But despite her age, there is definitely vitality in most of her movements, which is often a testament to the fact that she has a lot of inner strength and resilience based on her position. The dwarf that is normally there as well, Thorm Hammerstone, is not currently there because he left a while ago due to their last meeting. But they are all talking amongst themselves. Glimmer is currently standing on her table, as I said. Gregory has his feet up on his table, not seeming to be bothered all too much. Alicia is standing with her hands pressed down onto her table, with Moravia standing with her arms folded and seeming to be generally annoyed. From what you can gather from their conversation, they are arguing over the fact that Alicia is not taking time to rest, which can be evidently heard as you open the doors, with Alicia pretty much slamming her hand down and saying something to the effect of, "I refuse to rest when our people are being thrown around like trash. This town needs to have some form of connection with each other. If we are not able to provide that connection, what are we even doing here? If I die, so fucking be it. I don't need to live to ensure that our town continues. It's the whole reason I've set aside your pointless 2 decades to do this. For me, it's a blink of an eye. For you fucking low lifespan creatures, I figured that would be an immense amount of time for all of you. Time for all this division and stupidity to be gone. Though given my kind's culture, not surprised that your kind can't seem to get past them either." And it sparks even more arguing amongst the crowd. Do you guys say anything, or you just don't continue listening?
Ania is going to start to raise her hand in her typical way of saying something immediately. If anyone wants to stop her, they can.
Actually, while she's raising her hand, I'm going to make a lot of noise walking forward with my because my entire weapon's made out of metal.
Yeah.
So I'm just like heavily dropping it on the stone floor as I'm walking forward.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so there's that like rhythmic, almost like a bell
Yeah.
echoing through the chamber.
The shouting ceases pretty quickly as most of the people turn to look at you. All four of them seem confused. Even Gregory, who has like his hat on over his head, he clearly was just like kind of phasing out of the conversation. He like lifts his hat up and like looks at you for a second as you walk forwards.
And he waves energetically from behind Cyril.
Glimmer waves back at you, and then Gregory like looks at her for a second. She just shrugs and continues waving at you. Do you say anything, sir?
I'm gonna stand and just sort of look around at them for a little bit.
Mm.
What are we doing here?
Well, Moravia kind of speaks up for a second in her very gentle and calming voice. She says, "We are attempting to figure out what to do with the fact that our entire town has managed to go belly up in seconds. Our entire point of existence that we've had in this harmony of a town has managed to get disrupted at its very foundation by a single person that we thought we could trust for years and years. Unfortunately, that is difficult to, figure out in an hour."
And he will start to walk over, but she does not pass Cyril.
Mm-hmm.
Glimmer, so you're concerned that a single attack on the inner sanctum has what? Disrupted the safety of the haven?
Glimmer kind of like spins in place, seeming to not be able to hold still physically as she's talking. She says, "Not quite. No, we're more or less concerned about the fact that like somebody came in here and then immediately managed to get up to one of the ambassadors, one of the most heavily kind of focused on people. I mean, he was a guy who had like 40 years of like, years of experience being like a good guy, and then he decided to be a bad guy, and that was kind of a problem there. But he like walked up, and then he managed to get like one of his people to come up and then like stab her with like this weird glowing blue like knife thingy that had like poisons on it or some shit, and then both of them just walked the fuck out like nothing happened and shit, and it was super weird. And now all the people on the outskirts are like, oh my god, we can just kind of do that, and all the people in Technopolis are like, oh my god, they can just kind of do that, and all of us in the inner sanctum are like, oh my god, they can just kind of do that. And then we have to deal with the fact that, oh my god, they could just kind of do that. So now we're trying to figure out what to do with the fact they can just kind of do that.
Regarding the blue knife, I believe we have some light we can shed on treatment. And I'm gonna look to Ania.
Neil pause because she's about to point at Gilmore and then realize that the reason it's a reason she's saying it, and she pauses and she goes,
"Well, I think they already know about the poison, but we do know a little bit about treatment. What do you all know about the poison already? I don't want to insult you by telling you information you already know."
Ray kind of like sits up a little bit, clearly a little bit more invested in the conversation. He goes, "It's the Everfrost poison. We know that takes a couple months to get into, and Alicia here is being a little bit of a stubborn something that she can say. And Alicia says, I'm being a stubborn bitch and it's on purpose, you son of a bitch. As she turns to look at Nia, and she goes, I understand that there's a cure for it, but we don't have time to waste on getting one. If I die, so fucking be it. What we need to do right now is figure out how to get Harmonious back in stability so whoever takes my place next can actually fucking solve shit. This is the first time you've ever heard a high elf swear. Like, this shit is weird to you, for sure.
I would like to roll an insight as to why. Has she acted surprised at our presence at all?
No, unsized.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Absolutely.
Let me.
11. You can't quite tell whether she has any surprise on her face or whether like there's any form. She seems to be more pissed at the situation than thinking about you guys in any way, shape, or form. You also see that her hand is constantly clutched to her side, trying to possibly alleviate some kind of pain. So that might be more of her focus.
Is there any like blood there?
It seemed like her shirt is kind of stained a little bit. It clearly is wherever she was stabbed is right there, but it doesn't seem to be actively bleeding.
Well, we don't have information on the cure. We have information on how to deal with the symptoms so that you can continue working as long as possible.
What are they? Quickly now, child.
Well, it's going to freeze you really slowly, so you need to keep your body temperature up. Dwarven meal specifically can help you, but you have to tell them that you're not actually a dwarf, but you can just tell them it's for survival in cold mountains.
And she says really quickly.
Glimmer, call Thorm, have him get him over here, deal him some food or something. He would know best what to give me for this situation. God, I hate that old man. Glimmer immediately like backflips off of the table and like runs to a different part of the room.
Ania claps.
You see Moravia kind of like fold her arms again. She goes, well, that is good to deal with the symptoms. And that doesn't quite fix the full problem we have. And you continuing your duties, even while severely injured, is not going to fix things, Alicia. If anything, it is going to make it more divisive between each of the three factions. Especially with the startup arisement that's been happening lately.
That's the one thing I know about poison. Too much physical activity builds up your heart rate. Faster the heart rate, faster the poison flows through you.
Well, I do mostly desk shit, so it's not like there's gonna be much heart rate for me to go through.
Ania raises her hand.
Alicia looks
I'd like to be called on.
Yeah, Alicia looks at you.
We just got here via summons. Is this council meeting about Miss Alicia taking a break and not on helping Haven?
Alicia goes, this council meeting is to figure out how to make Haven work without everyone going and killing each other. And then at the same time, Moravia goes, she called the council meeting and she should be going to sleep. And then as they like conflict with each other, Moravia just kind of sighs. Alicia just waves her off and just goes, we need to figure out how to stop the Haven from erupting at its seams. Right now, all three of the different factions, the Inner Sanctum, the Technolopolis, and the Outskirts, are kind of at each other's throats. The Outskirts are concerned that if we are able to have such lax security, that clearly must be wasting money of sorts, and they're kind of pissed. Because obviously, they don't have a lot to get to work with. The ones in Technolopolis are concerned because if the Outskirts starts uprising a war, they're the ones that go through them first. And then the Inner Sanctum is concerned with the idea that we might have an all-out war on our hands. And I was just fucking stabbed. And for some reason, people think that my condition is so bad that this actual fucking war that we might have, that might be so unstabilized that the entirety of the Elven Legion might just pull out of Harmonious Haven is somehow less important than me. It's not.
On a suggestion at your leave, wouldn't it send a stronger message to the outskirts if Alicia is the one to say the message that everything is handled?
It could, however, as you are likely aware, this is Murray talking, as you are likely aware, the High Elves have not been, she kind of like side-eyes Alicia for a second, not been the greatest of public opinion, especially as of the last few years. I usually make most of the public announcements and most of the public statements, oftentimes alongside Gregory here as he appeals to them a little bit more. Alicia tends to do most of the background information and deals with the paperwork, and tries to make it so that we have as few difficulties in terms of lining everything up as possible. In most of the outskirts words, one whose lifespan expands past several generations, it's not someone that they can put much faith into. Which is bullshit. We know more than they do.
To
The
echo
audacity.
what...
Nope, good.
The audacity.
The audacity. Do you say that in person or?
I do say that.
Alicia fucking looks at you and just like flames in the eyes, like kind of pissed.
I'm gonna ignore her completely and turn to Mavra. Help me understand something here. Because we just walked through the outskirts and Technopolis. And the general feel that I have gotten from the people that we were just among is more focused on this new segregation.
We haven't really been hearing them talking about overthrowing. They're more upset about being separated. And they're worried for their families and food.
Mabra kind of like rubs her chin, wherever the her equivalent of whatever she has there is. And she kind of like looks curious for a second and she goes, well, we've had mixed reports as of recent. There was someone recently we got information that someone has been spouting revolution statements as of late, which has been a problem to say the least. The tavern, she kind of looks over at Glimmer as Glimmer like rushes back and front flips onto the desk. What was the tavern called again? What was her last name? Miss Gear Spinner. It was on the outskirts where it took a lot of people from the Technopolis. And she goes, the Wanderer's Rest. That's the one. I think it was the one anyways. That's the one that we keep hearing things from. And then like they got like a sudden uproar and like popularity for some reason. But then they like didn't. And then like it was weird because like people kept coming over and it was cool, but like also it was weird. But you know, there's a whole uprising that like people are talking about now. And it's like, oh, revolution against like the evil people and you know all this fun stuff. And it's like fight down the king and stuff. We don't really have a king, so it's kind of weird. I don't really understand it much, but people have been talking about it a lot. And Maver kind of raises her hand and says, "Yes, that'll do, Miss Gear Spinner. In that tavern, there's been talk of trying to do an uprising of sorts, and it's apparently gotten quite a popular tune as of late, especially considering the, shall we say, segregation, as you may call it. It's more of a concern than it is anything else. We're only planning to have it be temporary, as is dangerous for a lot of people to just be able to wander back and forth however they wish, if it is in fact able to be death at any moment. So, just a few precautions set up, but it shouldn't hinder any food lines or anything of that sort.
So,
Marsh is like got his arms wrapped as he's taking all this in. Sorry, go ahead.
so the Wanderer's Rest.
Indeed.
You said that there are rumors of uprising?
Yes. Someone wants to start a, I suppose the would be revolution of sorts. It's a bring down with the king, they say, which, again, as Miss Gearspinner had said, is strange considering we do not have a king.
To echo what Cyril said earlier, why are we here? I can't imagine you want our opinions or ideas on this whole situation, council members.
No, we called in all those who were available around so we'd be able to send them to wherever was needed, as we do need some people to go and hunt down Shadowfang, which we have sent a group for, and we need an experienced group to be able to go and get the cure from the mountains for Alicia. However, we don't quite have the manpower for that at the moment. She kind of looks at your group again and goes, "Which group were you again? You do not mind me asking."
And Ania doesn't say anything and looks to Cyril.
We are recently named the Vale's Equinox.
Interesting. And then Alicia kind of like looks over your group again, and for a moment she has like a flicker in her eyes, and she just kind of goes, "Oh, oh, 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 yes, yes." Maybe just kind of like looks at her for a second, goes, "Right. Well, whatever mission, whatever mission that you had previously, I'm assuming it was somewhere around here. So we called you in order to be able to go to either where Herkir is up in the Dwarven Mountains, or possibly go hunt somebody or something of that sort, or just to make sure that we have more security protocol. You may notice that we have many adventurers inside the city. Many of them are guards. They're watching over everything, making sure that no one quite gets further than they should, than they have passage for and information for. But we have pretty much a full party on that hand. The ones hunting the Shadowfang, they're new, but they seem to be holding their own for the most part, so I can only imagine the two of you would be getting in each other's way if you decide to head over there together. So I suppose we can send you on to the mountains to find it. And you see Alicia kind of look and go, soon. Not immediately. I don't need it immediately. They can have time. I need to talk with them first. You once again see like Mavera and Gregory both look at her like slightly confused and slightly curious.
So could I incite the initial eye or the twinkle, or whatever you call it in the eye?
Of which character?
Her reaction, Alicia.
Yeah, when she put together who we were.
Oh yeah, 100%. Click the insight.
Just wanted to verify, because it's like, I don't want to be the person that's just like, I'm gonna make this roll, instantly clicks it before anyone says anything.
No worries. With that 5, you have no idea what that means.
Fair.
Very
Ania
curious.
doesn't
No idea.
roll.
Wisdom.
Can I roll insight on that as well?
Absolutely.
Cool. that's intelligence. That's nope. Boop.
Wow.
Ah.
Nope.
Yup.
Not
Dang,
in the
Archie's
slightest.
at us today.
You're very curious, but not in the slightest. You have no idea what is going on. Ania, you have to walk past a couple seats, mostly Alicia's seat and Gear Spinner's seat to get close to like the middle so everyone can see you. Would you have gone like actually Cyril, since you're right behind Cyril. Cyril, how far into the sanctum would you have gone? How far in the middle?
If it was possible to get into the center, that's what I did.
Okay, yeah, the center is where the light thing is, the crystal. So you could have gotten right next to the crystal. So I'll say that. With your passive, Ania, roll me a perception check. With
I love perception.
would you be looking at their desks?
Wait, what?
Would you be looking at their desks, like actively, like kind of curious on the papers and stuff that's there?
Ania's looking at everything curiously,
Okay.
but not like studious. But she looks at everything generally.
Okay, in that case, just a regular perception roll.
Did it?
Okay,
My special eyes.
18. All right. Why my DD dice is not working? It's very annoying. Oh well. With an 18, as you are walking past, you will notice that many of the papers that you are able to see that you're walking past that are of note to you are written with a specific signature. Specifically, it is I believe a T, a dash T, which is odd because the initials for everyone else are E, G, G, M, and T for Thorn. But usually it's done with a TH. This one is a specific only T. You've seen a few other, like, you've seen their signatures, you've seen their handwritings and stuff like that on many documents, because obviously you've been in this town many times. Every one of them has their own unique signature, obviously, so it's not hard to find. And also their shorthand for their names is almost always G, GL, GR, M, and TH. But you've never seen a T before. And that is on most of the... it's on most desks. Yeah.
Okay.
They're like a bunch of different papers, a bunch of different ones, and almost all of them have T at the bottom.
Got it.
Yeah. That's what happens when you walk forwards. But yes, so she's just basically like, yeah, I'm gonna talk with them first, and then we can send them on the get the mountains or whatever. We send them to get Thorben as well, and he can come back and all the fun stuff. Whatever. How are we gonna deal with this whole situation? Are we just gonna let it flow? And at that, everyone goes silent. They have no idea what the fuck to do. Do you guys say anything?
Ania does not. They're a council member. She's like, you guys are supposed, it's your job. She doesn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, as a group, you are trying to make a decision in fear. And whatever decision you make based in fear is always going to be the wrong decision. And fearing your own citizens means that something terrible has happened on your end.
And to add, it's not really that just a random person came in, is it? You said it's someone you've known for 40 years. You wouldn't let just anyone get in the position to do such a thing. You were backstabbed. Metaphorically.
See Gregory kind of like lean back in his chair as he's like looking at you quite intensely. He's like, she does have a point. As I've said
May
from
I
the
ask
beginning, checkpoints are
who-
not useful.
May I ask who actually did the stabbing?
We believe it was Smibbit. And Alicia kind of like roll me an insight, whoever wants to.
On what? Or
On
just
Alicia.
like
Or she has
I'll
a
roll it.
distinct reaction that the wording for it is going to change based on it. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That works. All right. Yeah, so as they say Smippet, you see Alicia's hand like grip her side a little bit harder as she clenches her teeth. Almost certainly is the person. And Alicia goes, "A gnome and a human were the ones who came into my door. They walked up, they knocked on the door. They said they were with Bloodfang, and I said, 'Welcome to the town.' And the gnome said, 'We're here on behalf of Bloodfang.' And then stabbed me in the side with a knife that looked almost like it was made from frozen crystal. It was clearly enchanted to have some of the Everfrost poison onto it, or something similar to it. And it felt like ice flowing into my skin. Who they are exactly, we can only guess as Smippet and Eldron, as they are the only human and gnome on his team."
Would I have any understanding of any of that stuff? Specifically the tools used?
No, because you don't work with enchantment magic.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I don't think anyone in your party works with enchantment magic.
Why would he
Gonna-
poison you and not just kill you?
It's longer lasting and more destabilizing to stab me. If they killed me, they would be able to replace me relatively easily, probably with my brother or with one of our siblings. And if they killed me immediately, I would also be able to immediately resurrect into the body of the next high elf that is born, and then they would be able to find me relatively easily based on knowledge of when I die, versus them being able to stab me and then potentially take me out later without them, without anyone being aware of it, and then they wouldn't be able to find who I reincarnate into, and it's just, I guess, easier for them. Plus, I assume they want to come back after they've dealt with the Yuan-Ti invasion, or where it is that they're looking for. I doubt they'll find much, but if they want to fight that, come back and dismantle the town brick by brick, they probably want me to watch while they do it. Must have a lot of faith if they think they won't be able to do it in a couple of months.
So the most wanted gnome in all of Vithea wandered into the inner sanctum, gained access to your quarters, stabbed you, left, and the response is to be suspicious of the entire city?
He was bailed out a long time ago by Bloodfang. About 4 years or so ago, he was pulled into the group. Bloodfang said that he would be able to, suppose, change him for the better. So he was unbanished from Harmonious Haven, but still had banishment inside of Starshadow Kingdom and Iron-Inspired Peaks. We believed that he could turn another cheek, and for 4 years he did. They did amazing help together, and whenever he come into Harmonious, he would always pick up odd jobs, help those around him as best he could, try to stay out of jail. Him coming up to me wasn't too abnormal, as it could be just to ask me for yet another job, as he had oft done before. I didn't recognize him at first, however, because, well, he decided to wear some kind of strange garment that seemed to flow. Took me a second to notice him. It's only after he started talking and stabbed me that I truly noticed who he was. His companion, however, I still do not know to this day. I only assume that it's Eldron because it's the only human I know that would associate himself with Shadowfang. But we are concerned about the town, as anyone could gain passage just by becoming a guild member. Anyone who wants to get into Technolopolis just had to walk. Anyone wanted to get into the Inner Sanctum just had to not be seen. Could be during the night, could be during the day, who knows. Not many people actually saw the gnome and human walk up to my place. Not many people were watching. And now everyone is. It's less that we're suspicious of the whole town, and more that we need to keep an eye on the whole town, unlike we were.
I would caution lashing out against my people like that.
Gray kind of looks over to you for a second.
One person did this. A small group specifically chose to do this. Do not descend into chaos yourselves. You represent us. Act like it.
Gregory smiles as he stands up, for the first time seeming like legitimately invested in the conversation. He goes, "That's what I've been saying. You know, see, this man, he gets me, you know. We work in the outskirts, we know what the people need, right? And here you all talking about business practices or other crap that's going on, but we represent the people that we work for. The Glimmer represents the gnomes in Technolopolis. Alicia, Thorm represents the goblin, the dwarves that come in later, and Mavra represents the whole of the Harmonious Haven itself. I represent the outskirts. We need to not separate ourselves. As I said earlier, there is no point in having the checkpoints. All they do is just cause unnecessary fluff. Keep an eye on the doors, keep an eye on the walls, have your general commanders be at the southern gates and stuff like that. That big old unit, no one's getting past him, but there's no need for the checkpoints. No one cares about those. They just don't piss more people off. And he gives a smile of sorts. You guys can't really tell if it's sly or if it's just like his general beaming personality. But it's definitely not super comfortable smile. Seems to just be the way he is slightly uncomfortable. And
I'll insight check the smile.
You insight the smile?
I'm watching everything from behind Aldith and just staring at everyone.
You're welcome to insight the smile, Cyril.
And can I insight that as well?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay.
I am insightful today.
I think that's oh my god. All right. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely insight if you like. There we go. All right. So that is, I think, 26, 19, and 5, it looks like. I really wish I had my dice.
Damn.
It's not loading for me. Oh, maybe I have to have...
Yeah, none of the dice have been registering in the chat since all this intelligence check 2 hours ago.
Oh, I know. Wait, really? You should be able to see the dice. Are you guys not seeing the dice?
They show up on the Twitch. Are they showing up on mine? They're showing. I'm able to see mine at least.
Well, that's
able
good.
to see down to Colty's insight check up about a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so weird that it's working for some folks and it's not working for others. That's
But
very
it does show
strange.
up. I've been watching the stream, and they do show up on the
Yeah,
stream.
they
just
show up on
fine.
my end perfectly well, so hopefully it continues that way. Okay. But yes, so but Dakota with a 1, Sapphire with a 5, Cyril with a 19, and Ania with a 26.
Wait, I didn't roll it.
Oh, is that
insight.
not
That was
your
my old one?
Oh, okay, it's your old one. So
Yeah.
yeah, Cyril with a 19. So I would say Cyril, that sly smile of sorts, you do recognize. It's kind of just how he is for the most part. You are legitimately never sure if he has ill intentions. You have never been able to figure out for the entire time that you've known this man, or the last like decade and a half or so. He always feels like running your hand through greasy hair. It's just unpleasant, just slick in your fingers. It's just very deeply unsatisfying to interact with. But yet he's never done you wrong. He's never had ill intentions. He's always done good stuff for the town, and has always tried to enforce the outskirts as a priority. He just always feels like there is something that he is either hiding or something that he is controlling that just is behind the scenes just a little bit that you just can't figure out. It's like a sly snake that somehow always does the right thing. So that's what you get from that smile.
Hey.
Hmm?
All right.
Yeah. And you see Maverin just kind of sigh and just kind of go, "We'll leave it up for another day. After that, we'll take it down, as precautions will be unnecessary. As we said, it was temporary in the first place. Gregory, sit your ass down, please." And he just kind of shrugs and sits back down. "My work here is done." And he puts his hat back over his head and just kind of leans back again. Seemingly, I am fazed by this situation.
If it
Right.
helps, one of us. If it helps, I could look into the rumors of revolution for you.
That would be useful. Need a few hands around here that aren't tied to protection or overseeing whether or not somebody's going to lose a kneecap tomorrow.
Indeed, it did seem rather tense out there.
Aye. It's about a month's trip up to the mountains, on the boat and everything. Like, the boat should take you around a week and a half. The trip up to up to the Riverside Haven, another week and a half, and then going from the waterside up to the mountains themselves should take another week, and that should be about a month in total, assuming you're not stopped by various winds, rains, disasters, weather phenomenon, or snowstorms. By what our doctors can say about Alicia's health, she has around 7 months before things go bad. Maybe longer if Thorin can help. Maybe shorter if the poison fat exceeds beyond what we assumed. Take that as you will. Alicia, have your discussion with them as you need. The meeting is adjourned. And she slams what appears to be basically a gravel that all of them have onto the table, turns around and walks away. Your spirit just starts spinning.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia's brother is Everon, right?
Yes, her brothers Everon and Kieran.
They are both her brothers?
Yep, she is a sibling to both.
Oh, we're in trouble.
I'm gonna.
Yes, we are.
They have an additional sibling as well.
I guess as we're leaving, because Alicia's still in the council chambers.
Yeah, she sits in her chair with a loud sigh. She's just holding her side.
Are we supposed to stay to talk to her? Or is that later?
She wanted to talk to you guys when she did not state.
I guess we could all talk to her now.
She probably wants to talk to us in private.
She seems to be rather annoyed and kind of tired at the moment, so probably the best time to talk to her.
True.
She also does not seem to have much of a filter on at the moment.
Best time for Ania to talk to. Maybe Aldrith, Sapphire, Dakota.
Literally anyone but you.
Yeah, pretty much.
As she sees you guys standing, it takes her a moment to recognize that you guys still standing there, and she goes, "Oh, right. Gregory, Glimmer, both of you leave. I'm wounded. Give me some fucking space." And they both like chuckle softly as they both start heading out the doors. Mostly Gregory chuckles, but yeah. Glimmer just starts doing cartwheels out the door. Whee!
Ania claps.
That child's boundless energies are absolutely astonishing to me.
I don't know. I find it endearing, honestly.
She's quite cute. She's quite young, especially for a gnome, but she's smart. How are you all here?
We're very fast.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm glad to hear, I suppose. My brother's... She like has to like think for a second. She's like, tried to kill you, I think you said? Something like that?
I was
Ania...
muted.
Oh.
Question real quick. What do I know about her? Does she know about me? Or...
You know pretty much nothing about her.
Mm-hmm.
You would have known that Ania had sent some messages to her now and again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is the
Okay.
one who asked us to go to the tree and told us about the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think I've seen her like across the wayside. Do I know that she's related to Everon and Kieran?
You guys have interacted with her before in this this campaign. You would know for a fact that she is related to Everon and Kieran. As their three names, the star, the leaf, and the moon, are three of the council members on the Elven Council, and they're always related to one another. Not quite by blood, but by reincarnation. They always reincarnate, and then they get to choose their name.
Okay. Yeah, no, in which case I'm going to continue standing behind Aldith silently and stoically.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nia will speak up. It's like,
There seems to be some misunderstandings among the group, but the tree actually got us out of the situation, so I deemed it as the tree not seeing us as the guilty party.
Interesting. Was it Everon or Kieran who decided you were a problem?
Everon,
He's always had a
Kieran's
hot
busy.
temper. What was he busy doing?
Healing the tree.
Ah. Suppose that makes sense. Kieran's always been fascinated by magic and not quite with, social niceties, shall we say. And Everon... Well, there's a reason that he became captain of the guard long before he became anything else. He has a hot passion, temper to boot, and is one of the most skilled fighters that I've ever met in my entire life and possibly will ever meet. Except for his reincarnation in the future, which will likely be even better. Assuming he doesn't die before he gets to old age.
The tree had a there was some ritual going on in there. I think we stopped it though.
That is good to hear. What was causing the ritual, do you know?
and she'll like look to Cyril, look to the others, see if anyone wants to offer
Mhm.
Then again, Cyril does not want to talk to her.
Love game. I'm not certain even Gelmar really understands what that was.
Oh.
Mhm.
So she's asking what was like who was performing the ritual, or
Yeah, because one of the things that she sent you guys down there to check was also whether or not there was Yuan-Ti down there, as that has been a mystery for most of them for a while now, whether or not the Yuan-Ti are actually a threat or if they're just a fairy tale someone's using as a cover.
And all the bodies in the ritual room were Yuan-Ti?
Yeah.
yes.
Well, there was a bunch of dead Yuan-Ti. Like a lot of them.
How old?
How old?
They were fresh.
I didn't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh
Thanks,
enough to feed to my
Sapphire.
dog.
What was that,
What's
Sapphire?
that?
Fresh enough to feed to my dog.
Ah.
Yeah, Sapphire got the best look at everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is worrying. I think that does mean that there are Yuan-Ti on the rise, which does further add credence to Xiao Fang's words. Sounds like they are going after the source of the Yuan-Ti, whatever that may be. Don't know if that's good or if that's bad, considering the situation we have at hand.
But if their beef is with the Yuan-Ti, how do you fit into all this?
They want to make a public statement. If they go and fight the biggest bad in all the fairy tales and storybooks possible, and then they come back after beating it, and they say, we're going to rip your town piece by piece apart, adds a lot of credence to their words. Me, I'm fairly confident they just used me as a stagecoach, basically. Being posted up like a scarecrow, being told I can stab the most important person in your entire city. I'll do it again, kind of a thing, you know? Wrong person in the very wrong place. Fucking bastards. I likely am of no more consequence to them than believe upon their back. Ah, politics. Something I'm used to, at least.
You should try to take it a little bit easier, though. You are poisoned.
There's stuff that needs to get done and less time to do it. I don't know how you creatures work with such short lifespans. I can barely get what I need done in my lifespan. I don't know what reward I'm gonna give you just yet, but you have done quite justice. Did my brothers seem off to you?
I don't know them personally. Is there anything I should have been looking for? Oh, by the way, they were both trapped in cages and they only got out because of us.
I assumed they were playing the long game. Well, Kieran probably wasn't. Kieran's not the most physically stable of the two, but I cannot imagine Everon would be sitting in a cage for a long period of time without him at least scoping out the situation. There was one time when we were children that he was inside of a bear den for about 3 weeks straight. He could have left at any time, but he didn't want to because he wanted to figure out how the bears worked, how they lived, and how they fought. And then he beat all of them to death with his bare hands and wrestled 2 of them. Apparently he thought it was fun.
Only we could have met under different circumstances. He sounds like it would have been fun to duel.
Well, if you ever do duel him, you will probably die.
That's not how duels are supposed to work.
They are for him.
Dakota's narrowing his eyes at her from under his hat.
That's all my duels are.
Unfortunately, they didn't like most of us, so it was hard to get a gauge on if they were acting, normal or not.
That's fair. They've been more quick to anger as of late, I would say. They've been, I don't know, starting more fights. It's hard to keep tension from Harmonious Haven and Starshout Kingdom from boiling over when the two of them seem to think that they need to start a international war every couple of minutes. Kieran doesn't do much, but he doesn't seem to care. Which is kind of odd. Normally he cares at least a little. Magic's always been his forefront, but as of late he's been diving into it far, far more than he used to. There's a lot of things that have not been adding up lately. The rising of the dust, my brother's problems, the Yuan-Ti rising suddenly, the Crimson Claw, or Crimson Talons starting to get more uppity and fighting more, and now being stabbed.
Love game. The Dust? I am not familiar with that one.
The what?
The dust.
The Dust?
Oh, yeah, it's Cyril's thing that he's been hunting.
Oh, the moon dust.
Yeah, the moon dust. Often shortened to the dust.
The drug.
What do you mean that it's on the rise?
What was that, Aldith?
I was gonna say at the mention of like the raiders and stuff, Aldith very visibly tenses.
Nice.
And she steps closer to Dakota.
Okay. As Cyril says, what's on the rise, she replies with, it has been more commonly noticed, especially in the last 3 weeks, I would say. They've been getting sloppy with their maneuvers. It's not as refined. We've gotten a few samples of it, and it's rushed, I would say. They're trying to get out faster. They're not doing as much of a good job of hiding it. They are scared, I would say. And I don't know what is causing them to get scared. And that is bothering me intensely.
Where are you finding the most of it?
From what we have heard, mostly over in the Starshout Kingdom and Harmonious Haven. The two are heavy hotspots for it. The further north you go, the less you find. The further south you go, the very mention of it will get your head chopped off. The orcs do not take kindly to drugs of any kind. They find it to be cheap, a shortcut, shall we say. And they don't deal with shortcuts.
Ambassador, have you been back to the Council in Star Shadow Kingdom anytime recently?
No. I took an extended leave of absence here about 3 years ago. We had the emergency meeting a few months ago, and that was when I was scheduled to leave, and I had more paperwork, so I was supposed to leave a few months ago. That moved over to a month from now, and I got stabbed, so it'll probably be another year before I return.
May I make a perception check to see if anyone is listening in, or if there's any potentially magical means of listening in? Would that be
Sure.
perception?
Roll me perception and arcana. Very nice. Okay. I will say perception-wise, you don't see a whole lot in terms of whether or not people are hearing. The only one that you could even imagine would be listening to you inside these halls would be like Gregory or Spinner if they decided to stick by, but they probably didn't, to the best of your knowledge. And in terms of Arcana, you cannot feel anything around you that is that would be doing that.
Okay. Ania leans forward and she lowers her voice, but the party can still hear her. She's like,
We've only heard rumors and we're trying to substantiate them, but We believe there's something going on in the council back at Star Shadow Kingdom.
Oh.
I-
She looks very
we don't-
intrigued.
And anyone is free to like put a hand on Nia's shoulder or stop her at any time as she's saying this. And she's gonna continue and she's gonna say,
We don't really know what it is, but I think you said your brothers were acting odd recently?
Yes, they've been disconnected, I suppose, is the best way to phrase it.
I don't think you should ignore that.
Oh.
I don't know much about it myself, but there may be something in the council that is changing people. That's pretty much the extent of what I really know about it, though. We have a few contacts that are looking into it, and we were going to look into it ourselves, but we had to go elsewhere.
Interesting. Well, you are officially one of the only teams that I think I can trust, which is, she looks over at Cyril and Gelmar and Dakota. Strange, but, well, I ain't living much longer than I expected, so might as well lean into the hand as I'm giving it. She, like, thinks for a moment, kind of like, seeming to plot out stuff in her head, and she goes, I'll send you all to get my cure, or whatever it is. You all seem to have the most experience in dealing with the strange and crazy, and succeeding, somehow. And we had a couple of advance parties went there, but we haven't heard back from them, so...
Was it only just today?
It was, but we lost contact with them about 4 hours ago.
Oh, that's worrying.
Exceedingly, but we haven't had the manpower to go and check it out, so... As you can imagine, it's been a headache and a half. You lot have survived more than I expected you to be able to have thrown at you, so... If something does come your way, you'll probably survive it. And if you survive it, I'll probably survive it, so you're my best chance. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send you out in about a month. I do not want you to go out while you're tired, while you are, she looks at Cyril again, under-armored and potentially dying. And she also looks at Aldith and have a new person. So, in a month, I will send you out to the Ironspire Peaks. You go up, talk to the king, potentially. Whatever you can do to get up there, interact with them. You can find a village that has rumors of whatever cures this, go find that instead. But the king will probably have the best interaction they can give you. In the meantime, in that month, get used to one another. Do whatever you need to do. That is whatever you need to do. Stock up, get supplies. It'll be cold up there, but Riverside Haven should have some stuff for you. And then when you come back, we'll send you to Starshadow Kingdom. I'll have you personally investigate whatever is going on in there and dismantle it as it seems.
There's surely no saving it?
I do not know. That's why I'm sending you. I could send 100 different elves, but who knows how many have its talons in them if something truly dangerous is going on. You were all bold enough to tell me that something is likely going on based on rumors and folklore. And that's something that it would be very difficult to tell a high elf that has deep connection to the Starshadow Kingdom and is actively sitting on the throne of the council. So I assume that if you told me, you assumed that I wasn't somebody who was already being controlled. Which makes me assume that you are all fairly confident that you know what's going to happen and what's going on. So I have some level of trust in you and some level of faith. Whether that's ill-placed is... Well, if it is, I won't be able to see it in 8 months, so...
We'll see that as high praise, honestly.
Don't get used to it, Dragonborn. But yes, I will send you all to Star Shell Kingdom after a month, or after you come back, however long that takes. And then you all get to investigate the goings and happenings of that town. I only pray it doesn't get much worse.
So Cure, then Star Shadow.
Aye.
By the way, before we go, who is T?
And Ania will gesture with her staff to one of the papers.
She like frowns at you for a second. You could see like she moves on the paper slightly. Roll me perception with advantage. 17. Oh hey, I fixed DD dice. Cool. As she moves the thing, you see hold on just a moment. You see as she moves it, one of the pages is labeled Valen T. So it's clearly a first and then T is the last name. But it quickly gets buried under a few of the papers. And she goes, I'll have to think about what she would say. She would say, no one you need to worry about. Let's just say they are a service clerk. They oversee almost all of our papers, make sure everything's up in order, and we pass through almost all of our information through them.
Nah, even for your most trusted team?
She kind of like blank stares at you.
He just smiles.
You have a month.
Yes, ma'am.
She starts putting away the papers. You will notice that none of the other ambassadors put away their papers. They just left them on the tables. None seem to have given even the slightest shit about keeping their papers. If you would like, you can try to grab one.
No, she's good at looking, not grabbing.
That's fair.
If someone else wants to try, Nia would never.
Ooh, an opportunity for my sleight of hand skill.
Hell yeah! Show me that sweet sleight of hand, especially since you're smaller than half the party.
May I give?
This is how we get shot.
I rolled even. Can I give my omen to Sapphire's roll?
Absolutely, go for it.
All right, so you get. I have to roll a d6. Sapphire, you get a +4.
No worries,
the first thing she needs to pickpocket is the cloud rune, because that actually gives advantage on sleight of hand checks.
Okay, do I just put +4 on top of that? Or do I just add it to after the roll?
I will probably add to the roll, but let me see whether or not that can work. The detail. Nope. I need. Nope. Skill. Nope. I guess it's detail. Oh, sorry. It's actually /roll, isn't it? Yeah. /roll. Character. We'll do Arthur. We'll do acrobatics, and we'll do +4. Okay. Yeah. So you have to just add it to the end. We'll just say you've added +4 to it. So do your normal roll.
Nice.
Very nice. And then +4 would be 16. And then roll with advantage, considering, so just roll again.
She's wounded.
Yeah.
She's wounded and poisoned.
Yeah, just do that roll one more time.
Yeah, I gotta scroll through my list.
No worries. And no worries, Creeper. We appreciate you being here. You have a wonderful day as well. We should be ending here soon, because I have dinner here in a minute. With an 18, 22 with the +4, you are able to swipe a few pages. You can either try to swipe them from her desk specifically, or you can try swiping them from the nearby desk. which you would be a little bit more hidden for.
You can have your pick of which ambassador you want to steal from.
Gregory.
Gregory.
Yeah.
He too damn pretty. There's something wrong.
You're more than welcome to steal from Gregory's desk if you'd like to.
Okay, I think I'll do that.
All right. It's going to be real fun tie-in. All right. You do steal quite a few pages. Nothing that you would be particularly noticed by. But with that is going to be the end of the stream because I got to get going for dinners. No worries, Creeper. I appreciate you greatly. We're going to go ahead and pause or stop the timer. There we go. We're at 16 hours and 6 minutes. I appreciate all you guys for joining me. If you guys have not checked out my players before, absolutely please go ahead and do so. They're wonderful, wonderful folks, and I enjoy being around them constantly. We're going to be doing this again at 6 p.m. PST next week Friday. And next week, Saturday, we're going to be doing the sister campaign, King's Kindness, as well. And they are about to go into the mountains, actually. Fun note. But tomorrow we're going to be playing and hopefully finishing Elden Ring because we only got 2 bosses left. So that should be pretty interesting. And then we might not be doing a session on Monday. I appreciate you, Creeper. We might not be doing a session on Monday because I might have to be reinstalling my entire computer on Sunday and Monday, and we'll see whether or not that works, as I have to reinstall my computer anyways. It's so many programs I have to reinstall. It's going to be such a pain in the ass. But we're going to go ahead and do a raid today. I am wanting to do a raid to my sweet, sweet friend Lissa. I also stream for her because she is a fantastic being, and she's doing her own subathon right now. She's doing subathon day 34 with Envy and Roxas playing web fishing. So super, super chill, super sweet. She has the same rules as I do, where if you raid her, you get an hour. If you follow her, you get 5 minutes to her timer, and then all the different rules as well for all of her, or it might be 6, for all of her subs and stuff like that. She just has different times, but she also has goals that we can achieve and reach. I'm not sure what her goals are at the moment, but I want to support her raid as her subathon as she has supported mine pretty consistently. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. If you guys have not seen her content before, absolutely do so. She's doing her subathon to get a 2D avatar to better fit her as a streamer. So I'm very excited to see it, very excited to be there for her. So I will see all of you wonderful, wonderful, fine folks next time. And I rated by accident. Whoops. Oh well. Bye, guys.
Hooray! Bye!
Bye.